about studying something like that to figure out what would be the dependent and independent variable on something like that?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Well, do you understand that sometimes when people start an experiment, they don't know what the dependent and independent variables are? They start screwing around with it and take measurements, and they start recording those measurements, and they start sharing those measurements with their friends and try to figure things out.
And then in the end of all that, you're left with not science, not a scientific experiment, anyways, or a hypothesis or a theory.
That's quite often the heart of science.
Yeah, maybe, but you're not going to end up with a theory,
and they can't understand it, so they start sort of testing things and trying things out. Sometimes,
but you don't end up like that's not how you get a theory. You got to have a very specific set of steps you have to follow to come to a theory.
That's true. And Jeremy, we went over this last night. I thought maybe you got something out of it.
I think his understanding of an experiment is an experiment that confirmed his biases. I don't think he knows that the experiment that we do in science tried to falsify our theory or hypothesis.
Oh, he's not going by the QE explanation, is he?
You have the hypothesis that Jeremy can actually take out information and learn?
I thought he was stuck at the hypothesis stage. You can't have an hypothesis until you observe something multiple times.
I'm interested, if you're arguing about the shape of the planet, if your hypothesis is that the Earth is flat, what is the independent and the dependent variable in that case?
That's not natural science.
Yeah, he tried to trick us, I think.
No, that is natural science.
That is
natural science. How does that work?
Yeah. The shape of an object isn't a scientific endeavor.
It is a scientific endeavor.
No, it's an abstract.
Then you clearly don't understand.
It's a mathematical fucking principle.
It's all about inquiry and asking questions and trying to find answers.
If you could give the cause of why Earth was the shape it was shaped, that might fall under.
We can, but you don't.
Just what is the shape of Earth? That doesn't.
What is
the shape of Earth?
There is an explanation, but you just hand wave.
That shit.
You realize what is question of what is the
I said so.
You realize that what is the shape of Earth? That's not a scientific endeavor, right there,
isn't it?
No.
I think it is.
It's not.
I think it is.
Yeah, why isn't it a scientific endeavor?
It's wrong.
Why?
You're trying to acquire knowledge. You don't know the shape of the planet, and you're trying to know what is the shape of the planet.
Yeah.
Because let's say if it was flat, then we can reach an end, an edge. We don't know what's beyond there. But if it was spherical, we can assume or say that if you go from this place, we can get from another place and get to India, which Columbus tried to do, and he discovered the New America.
Yes, because he used the wrong figures on the size of the Earth.
Yeah, but
it was out by about 25%.
Why do you use the wrong figures? I thought Eratosthenes had it down to a very close measurement.
Why
did he used Eratosthenes?
And he didn't use those figures. That's what we're saying, Jeremy. He didn't use
Columbus didn't know about Eratosthenes.
He asked someone else to calculate the distance for him, and that person used the wrong numbers.
It was already known. I thought it was already known.
Oh dear.
They used the length
calculated and known though. I thought it was already calculated and known though.
Oh, we're doing, Jeremy, we're just telling you what historically happened.
Yeah.
This is recorded. This is what happened.
Yeah, because they didn't know. Because your Eratosthenes guys are fucking myth.
That's the complete story. You can't take it to pieces. You can't dissect it. You can't go back and change the history. This is what happened. This is recorded as what happened.
Yeah.
What just happened in here this morning was recorded, and you guys are going to look silly when this comes out.
Well, we seem, from what I remember this morning, we shut you down. It was just silent.
No, you guys got killed.
There was silence. There was silence from you lot. You had nothing. You ran out. We disproved everything.
When did that happen? I'm still here.
It happened this morning. I remember it clearly.
I'm still here from this morning.
Flatzoid silenced. Chemo silenced. You silenced.
I'm still here talking right now. Do I sound like I'm silenced?
Really? Yeah.
You were silent.
You're out. You're not really talking, man.
Yeah, that silence, Jeremy, just like that.
There you go.
What do you want to talk about?
Columbus
Well, no, we
used,
were talking
used a
about
map by Toscanelli, and that had the Earth's circumference at 25% less than what it actually is, which is why the New
It's a
World came as a bit of a
bollocks.
surprise to him.
There were people in fucking America 2,000 fucking years before Columbus even set eyes on the place.
Why didn't they just? Was
yes,
Alberoni?
but the Europeans didn't know that, did they?
Was
No.
that? This isn't. This isn't a gotcha. This is a real question. Was Alberoni before or after Columbus?
They weren't invented yet. They were still across the way of the fucking ice bridge from Germany, probably.
Alberoni was way before Columbus.
They didn't know about Alberoni.
Oh, Bruni was just some
I have
old
no
fucking
idea.
cadgy fucking like Aramaic dude that wrote some texts about the trade routes and the Silk Road and to get across fucking seas and shit. I don't know.
Bruni didn't do shit.
Sure, he did.
So
he
we
looked
need-
at the
we-
horizon and he
Oh,
looked
yeah,
at the
but
horizon and
we-
made
Are you
a
sure about it, Jeremy? You sure? I want to see where he did it. What did he measure?
I think he just blew an hole in the
measured
front of
the
one of the
apparent
pyramids.
horizon. Do you not know the story?
Apparent a nice story, bro. I want numbers, locations.
You guys, this is what you guys said.
No. That's what Huey says.
So you're saying Alberoni didn't?
Didn't. I insist he didn't.
All right, I'm cool with that. I'm with you.
No, you're not. We don't believe
I'm with you. Yeah, Alberoni didn't do shit. Bet.
The Alberoni experiment works.
What did he do? He didn't do nothing.
Doesn't matter what he did. The method that's attributed to him works.
He didn't do nothing. I feel you.
Matter. It has no bearing at all on the fact that it works.
What works? He didn't do nothing.
You can measure the radius of the Earth using the Alberoni method.
What? Alberoni didn't do anything. We just.
It has no bearing.
You said the Alberoni method. What did he
You
do?
measure from different altitudes the horizon, and you get a radius for the Earth.
Known as the father of modern geology.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. That's why I insist not, because even if you look at the calculations surveyors do, doesn't work without refraction, and Alberoni knew shit about refraction.
Why is Alberoni known as the father?
He was versed in physics. He was a mathematician. He was an astronomist. He was into the natural sciences. He distinguished himself as an Asterian chronologist and linguist. He studied almost all fields of science and was compensated for his research and strenuous work. Royalty and powerful members of society sought out Alberoni to contract and conduct research and study to uncover certain findings in addition to his types of influences, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, he was a very, very well-established guy that did lots and lots and lots of works. And, he established fucking different religions and shit in central India. He was a Indian scholar from
he was
some
also
Islamic golden age.
Known as the father of modern geodesy. I wonder if he must have done something. He must have done something to. He must have done something to get that title. No.
Oh yeah, did fucking tons of shit.
What did he do to get known as the father of modern geodesy?
In contrast to his predecessor, he measured the Earth's circumference by sighting the sun simultaneously.
So he did do something. He measured the Earth. Did you hear that, Chaiki?
I don't care what they say. I see the numbers.
Based on the angle.
You have the numbers, Moyak?
Which yielded a
Moyak, you got the numbers?
All abstract numbers got to do with it.
Chaiki, he don't believe you. He wants the numbers, Moyak.
They're just
I don't care what Chike says.
They're meaningless.
Chaiki, they don't give a fuck about you.
I don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck.
He's,
I'll tell you
he's
what.
out of fuck.
I'll tell you what. If you don't give a fuck and we don't give a fuck, throw your motherfucking hands in the air.
So now, Chike, it does not give you a perfect measurement, but it gives you an improved method the more altitude that you get.
Satan.
Well, yeah, it does. Gets better, but Alberoni probably didn't get too high.
I got to find out what his test accuracy was.
I don't know. There are no numbers.
Oh,
But apparently the method was recorded, and therefore we can do it today.
we don't measure everything in the fucking world, you know. We can't just look at shit.
Yeah, well, we can measure it, and it wouldn't be still. It would be quite far from the real.
Fibonacci was into
Really?
that shit. He was looking at fucking patterns in nature through number systems. Getting to that Fibonacci dude, he was into all that, yeah. You could see repeating patterns in fractal fucking geometry, fucking whatever it is.
And that was perfect timing for what I said just now. Anyone that doesn't think so is out of their mind.
Now, from Wikipedia in support of Chite, while the ingenious new method, Alberuni was not aware of atmospheric refraction. So he was only able to get it accurate within 20%.
I might have a low mic, but you have to listen harder. It means you'd be more attentive.
Yeah. We're still waiting for a proof for the flat earth.
You want some bloody numbers.
So within 20%, that's pretty good. 80% right, I guess? No, it never shows? Flat.
How do you know it never shows flat?
Well, personal observations.
No, from what Alberuni did.
Oh, I don't give a
We're
shit.
talking about Alberuni.
Personal observations using Alberuni as a framework in my mind.
Here's some mad pictures, hang on.
So what leads you to the conclusion that it's never flat?
There you go, there's one of Alberuni's mad crews.
See the horizon rise up above the center of view.
I missed the first of what you said.
I've never witnessed the horizon rise up above my center of above horizontal.
So what? Therefore, curved Earth.
Jesse Kozlowski has.
Yeah, but what would that even? That wouldn't leave you to determine anything about the shape of Earth, just because that never happens.
A real surveyor.
Yeah, you have references?
A real surveyor stated that he has.
That's
Jesse
what you state.
Kozlowski.
That's what you state. I didn't
That's
hear it.
what
I didn't hear him.
he
So.
said.
That's what you say that he said, but I want to see what he said, not what you said about what he said.
He said.
Are you telling me? Okay.
It's an extremely refracted day.
So you're saying you heard it too?
Yeah, I've heard him talk about
Okay,
it.
thank you.
And George Natural also showed that late in the day, during conditions of severe refraction, that the horizon can be loomed up.
Oh, he left
So
that
you're
bit out. That's a
attaching
surprise.
loom to that, but what my statement was true then, right?
What you cherry picked?
Yeah, but cherry picking.
No, I'm
That's
not
what
cherry
that
picking.
is.
I'm stating that Jesse Kozlowski, a surveyor, says that the horizon can appear above your eye line.
But you left out why.
Yeah,
Who
that's
knows
cherry
why?
picking.
He didn't say why.
You changed your story
did.
right here. You said he did saw it. Now you say he says it can't be. What's next?
He saw it.
That's
I'm not
how-
So
changing
I
it.
want to see him say
I
it,
don't care
to
what you
hear him
want.
say it,
There you go.
what he
Do
saw.
not care what you want. I'm like these guys. I don't care what you want, Chikey.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck what you want either, you lying little twat.
If you don't give a fuck, then we don't give a fuck.
Check your pockets. No, I'm all out of fucks. Sorry.
You caused that one,
no fucks
Chikey,
left.
there. You said you don't give a care. But these guys don't give a care.
I got a pocket full of fucks.
Have you? I've run out. Could I have some?
Oh yeah, I can pass you some of mine. Here you go. And you an handful.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
I was fresh out.
The middle one's a useful one.
Oh dear. the lunacy of it all. When a little bit earlier on, I was watching the live stream with the dragon very carefully depart from the ISS. But
Yeah,
that's obviously CGI. It's
space.
all fake. Yeah.
So how much on Earth? You know, now we want to move it to space for some reason. How much
No, I just mentioned
refraction?
it, that was all.
How much refraction would that be to loom an atmosphere which isn't physical, right? An apparent position in the distance. How much refraction would that it require to loom that to loom that place above your eye line?
Or just a little bit.
Just a little.
Less than half
Yeah.
a degree.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Yeah, half a degree is what it seemed like a little less than half a degree. I think it is, according to Rumpus.
Less than half a degree. Yeah.
Oh, so according to Rumpus, gotcha.
According to math, according to geometry.
Yeah, Rumpus has communicative skill problems, but he's pretty damn smart on that shit.
You noticed.
And he gets sucked off the weeds with you guys, like we all do, but sucked off the weeds on these nonsensical points.
Rumpus can talk very loud though.
Rumpus is a fucking moron. He thinks he can see the Earth
Oh,
on a clear day. With,
this
is the guy that you bow to. Rumpus is a moron. Come on.
Don't bow to
No,
anyone.
They all know Rumpus is an idiot here.
Well, I'd bow to the Queen if she wanted to knight me, but that's about it. Yeah.
What
you
was
guys
the
don't even fuck with Rumpus.
Rumpus thinks what?
Rumpus thinks with a powerful enough telescope on a clear day, you can see your butt around the globe.
No,
No, he doesn't.
And have asked him, and he has doubled down on it.
Well, how to misrepresent somebody. Well done.
Yeah.
Farmers, you were there when I asked him on Jose's show, Farmers.
You
don't be a
seem to have
liar.
left
He
out
doubled
several
down on it.
salient points.
Yeah, I was there, and I remember what he said.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Rumpus has said
Tell us.
several times with the right atmospheric conditions, you would be able to see your ass in a telescope.
Correct. With the right
atmospheric
conditions.
Yes. Not
You
just
always
with the
forget about
telescope. Montreal, as usual, has only told half the story.
Tell us the rest of it. What did I miss, Farmers?
Right atmospheric conditions. That's what you missed.
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously,
so
you can't see your own arse with a telescope. You need something else as well, but don't let details get in the way of a bullshit story.
Hold on, Farmers. What does right atmospheric conditions mean?
He was talking about extreme refraction, and he said if there was enough refraction, in theory, using a powerful enough telescope, you could see your own backside.
That's what he said.
I would have to assume that the atmosphere would have to be so clear. It would have to be a very clear atmosphere to do that, because you're not going to be able to see that far through all the
atmospheric conditions. That's
right. Very clear would be one of them.
Well, it covers the conditions.
Okay, let's say we give you the conditions. It's a perfectly clear day on Earth all around. Do you agree that you can see your own butt under those conditions?
It requires
atmospheric conditions. That is it.
Yeah, and that would have to be around the circumference of the globe.
Right. Let's say we achieve those magical conditions on that day. I have the power. I grant you those
uniform
conditions.
lighting, no changes in temperature, and
around the world.
Around the entire
Yeah,
globe.
I'm a magical being. I have the power. I grant you those conditions. Can you see around the globe?
According to
With the
Rumpus,
with the right telescope, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Which kind of telescope would that be, Chikey? The curvilinear
Big
telescope?
one, a very big one.
The Hubble telescope, probably.
Yeah,
too small.
Bring it down to Earth, hey?
Oh,
sure.
okay, sorry. But yeah, according to Rumpus, you would
bloody
see.
hell?
He said this for years, Rumpus. He said it for the longest time.
We're back, Kimo. Welcome back, Kimo.
Yeah, hi.
I don't know what conditions it takes to see it look relatively flat. We had the one instance where we had it curving up, according to Rakia from Rumpus. No, from George. Who the hell did that video? I don't remember. The one that you like to cite so often. But somebody shows an image where it crosses the horizontal plane, but that's very rare. What conditions was that in?
I think Rakia's
no one-
point's more interesting because we've got measurements of flat. So how would you see? How would you see
Rakia
below
has
the
no
horizontal?
measurements.
How would you see
Rakia has
below?
no measurements.
How are you going to see your own behind when the horizontal doesn't drop? There's no elevation drop. So how would that happen?
There's the assumption that he has measurements. He doesn't have measurements of that. Would
Yeah, Raki has said before. Raki, didn't you say you've measured it flat? That's how you know it's flat. Rakia. I thought you said that before the other day.
Okay. Well,
Come on, Rakia. Help a friend.
I'm just sure he was saying to Jem the other day it was measured.
yes, and he measured it wrong, and it's been described to him how he measured it wrong.
But how was that wrong then?
You were here for it, so I'm not going to tell you again.
You see how they changed the story, Chemo, from around the earth to all this gibberish? Why doesn't somebody answer that directly?
It was answered directly, very directly. Under the right conditions, yes, theoretically you could do it. Are those conditions
Wow,
possible?
they're
on
all
Earth?
doubling down.
Are
Wow, you
the
guys heard it.
conditions
They're all
possible on
doubling
Earth?
down.
No, because there's going to be a day and night side. You're going to always have variation in temperature. Therefore, it could never happen on Earth.
That's a good point. Day and night, Mike.
So with the right conditions, you wouldn't see your ass in the
wouldn't see
telescope
that.
because those
No.
conditions can never happen.
Right,
because you'd have to look for the nighttime.
Hypothetical
pyramid.
situation of the globe with an atmosphere with uniform temperature, unvarying, unchanging, and airs, Raleigh scattering not existing, I guess.
Couldn't you create that in a lab?
Was that the worst question ever?
Good call, Rocky. That was the best
No,
question
yes.
ever.
No, yes.
Can you recreate that in a lab? I want to see a telescope.
Leonard says that's a good question.
Let's see it.
And
Let's see
we
it.
say it's a bad question.
It's a great question, Rocky. That was great, excellent work.
Jeremy,
Rocky always
Jeremy,
asks
what's
the
wrong?
tough
What,
questions.
Jeremy, what's wrong with the fucking yes I gave you? You would do it with glass or some
Let's see it.
refractive material.
No, air. With air. You said air. It can happen in air.
Rob Skiba.
So can I do it in the lab? I said yes.
Yeah, with air.
No, he just said lab.
Okay, can you do it with air? Air,
No.
air's not going to do that to light. You know that.
Bends light.
No,
Theoretically,
you don't know that.
enough bending of it.
Well,
I can
do
get
it.
it to come around.
Guys,
There's
all
no
you gotta
question
do is
here.
bury Rumpus, say he's an idiot, and move on. There's no way of getting around this. Just
It's
move
a
on.
stupid argument because those conditions never will exist. So,
But you could
it is-
recreate those conditions in a lab,
Create
though,
those
right?
conditions in a lab, right?
Yeah,
Where an observer could use an optic and see the back of his head under the right conditions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. with glass as my gradient, as my medium.
No, with air. With air.
I do it doing it with glass, Dick.
Why we don't
We'll give
live in
you a
glass.
sphere, the right
we
water,
live in
the
glass.
right amount of land, everything. You can
Yeah,
create your sphere
build
with
me a
the right
lab.
amount of
Build
water.
me a lab on the circumference of the Earth, and I'll do it. Start pouring cement, Rakia.
Hey, dude, I don't live in a lab.
So it doesn't
We don't
scale.
live in a lab.
Yes, it will work on Earth. It will not work in a small lab.
So
So
it
if it
doesn't
doesn't
You said you
scale.
can't.
If it
You can't
disagrees with
scale
like,
it.
No, you can't. Well, you can scale it, not with air.
Wah, wah, wah.
there you go. Then it
Wah,
doesn't
wah,
agree with
wah.
hypothesis. Can't experiment with it.
You think that's a
You can't use the excuse of gravity. It's so big we can't recreate gravity. You can recreate this in a lab. We'll give you
Really?
a
You can
ball,
recreate
the right
gravity?
dimensions, everything.
You can
So you're
recreate
saying
gravity?
It's a baseless assertion that you can't
Wait,
replicate
hold on.
and you never can create in a
Recreate
lab.
something like- recreate gravity in a lab?
I said you cannot recreate it. You cannot use it as an excuse that you use for gravity experiments. This is a visual experiment.
Oh, yes. Well, I can do that if I know that how gradients work. Once I prove how gradients work and how they bend light, I can then
You guys
expand
know that.
gradient.
You guys are
Just
supposed to
ask
know this, how
Rumpus,
the
bro.
light's bending.
Just ask Rumpus. He has it all
You know,
covered.
Jeremy,
Ask
you are one
Rumpus.
to like bitch about people talking over you. And then you just
Like,
go
if
right
I
and
knew
do it.
how
So I mean, you
gradients
just set
work,
the
don't-
environment for talking over you, and you only say dirt.
You usually do it when the argument's not
If I
very
knew how
good
the
like now.
gradients work, don't they know? Don't they Why are you saying if we knew how it worked?
I don't know, man. Like, it was easily proven and done that there's a pressure gradient. It's not relative density, and it's gravity, and the Earth is globe done by Missile token.
You're saying if we knew how this worked, but they claim they already know how it works. I don't know why you would even say that.
Well, they have an
What do you
experiment.
mean we don't know how?
They wouldn't just make wild
He said, if I knew
assertions.
how this worked with the gradients and the light bending and everything, then I could do it. But don't they already claim to know how that works?
Exactly. Can't just go making wild
First, you need to
assertions.
know what variable for the condition if you want to do a perfect simulation.
Did you even do it on a computer, Moyak?
Me personally, no.
Can it be? Has anyone done it on a computer?
I've seen very good simulations.
On a computer where you can see all the way around the board.
Okay. For that whole simulation, I would say yeah, almost definitely.
Well, let's get it on a computer at least.
Go on then.
You'd have to ask Marcus because he's got all the software.
Hey, Kimo, why?
They can't even do it on a
tracing on
computer, Jeremy. That's the point. They can't even model
I can make anything. I can make a unicorn fly down and blow the Earth up on a computer.
You do that with existing first principles. Jeremy, can you do that with first principles?
You can make anything happen on a computer.
Can you?
First principles.
Wow.
Yeah, you can simulate a higher lapse rate than what we see on average in our atmosphere and make it happen, but that doesn't tell you anything useful.
Like, they've got that black swan simulation, so they could show us how that would show. Use that same simulation and show us how you would see around behind.
Okay,
I can tell you when. I can tell you
done.
Chicago is going to come up over the horizon based upon weather conditions.
Look in the mirror, Chemo.
And see refraction, bending around the curvature. Maybe
all I see is a gorgeous person when I look in the mirror, man. Man.
When I look in the mirror, I see a flat surface, completely horizontal, no curvature. That's what I see. Yeah.
Horizontal.
I see greatness. I see power. I see intelligence.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Categorically,
Absolutely. The mirror is completely
empirically
flat. Horizontal. Once liquid, right? Then it hardens.
So your mirror's on the floor then?
I see power.
Strange place to put your mirror.
On the wall.
Well,
the wall
it's on the ceiling.
The wall is flat. The wall is flat, yeah.
It's amazing how they change the subject all the time.
The wall
you guys are
is
experts.
absolutely vertical.
Montreal, that's a bit rich.
Absolutely
Back
vertical.
to the bowl and looking around the bowl. How can we do that? With the right conditions? Farmers?
I don't know. I never said it could be done. It's theoretically possible, but hey, I'm not. Yeah, I couldn't simulate it because I don't have that computer. Woo.
No, literally.
Why'd you need a computer? You have a ball and you have a telescope. Why'd you need a computer?
Oh, we have a ball. Oh, thank you very much. Thought we had
a beach ball. Yeah.
I ain't got a beach ball.
Or a basketball.
No, I ain't got a basketball either.
Football.
No, don't do football.
Golf ball.
Wrong shape ball. I prefer egg chasers.
Montreal, we can't do that because of the atmosphere and the conditions that we have.
Yeah, but can't we recreate these conditions in the lab? The ideal conditions that Mr. Rumpus wants?
Not really.
I don't use Rumpus as an authority, so any information you've gotten from Rumpus doesn't matter to me.
Rumpus is a bit slow though.
That's why I like you, Sean. Bravo.
Yeah,
so what you want
Rumpus
in
is
a
probably
lab
off
is something that attracts more atmosphere than the Earth does. You want something in a lab that has more gravity than the Earth on the Earth.
We never said gravity. We never mentioned gravity.
Well, you do
Gravity.
because you need to have that gas
When you
sticking
go
to
be
that
fed and you
ball.
need
In order to have
something,
that
it's
gas
gravity.
sticking to that ball, it needs to be gravitationally attracted to it.
Yeah,
Right. So you found the way out.
Actually,
way to go.
We can show you gravity in a laboratory, because then what we do is we take the atmosphere out of it, and we notice that they have a consistent acceleration. So I mean, we can test that. We have tested that.
Okay, so if we simulate a ball and like Grumpus says, the gravity will still be there, right?
In any laboratory test you do, gravity will always be there.
Yeah, you can turn it on and off on the computer. Like electricity.
No, Chemo. Yeah. Listen to what I said. I said in a laboratory, Gravity is always there.
No, I'm talking
You
about
can never turn
on
it
a
off.
computer. On a computer.
So
In
if
a
you want something to
laboratory,
just
in a laboratory, no,
keep the
there
flow,
is no.
yeah, actually, yes, chemo, and on a computer in a simulation, you can essentially turn off gravity. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. But in a laboratory, you don't have gravity to turn on and off. Then.
You don't need to.
So you can't turn it off. Got it.
Well, just like in a simulation, you can turn it on and off. You need to be able to do that in reality. Like electricity, we can turn
Who said? Wait. Who said in a laboratory they do simulations?
No. On a computer, you do a simulation. In a laboratory, you'll do an experiment, and you'll try and replicate what you see in reality.
Yes, not simulation.
On a computer, do a simulation. Like on a computer, we can do the gas pressure thing with a container. We can open the container and have the molecules act as they would.
What's your point, Kimo? What's your point, Kimo?
The point is that Rumpus told us we can see our own behind if the conditions are right.
Again, I don't use Rumpus is not an authority.
Yeah, he is a little bit slow, Rumpus. There, yeah.
You have what information do you have that will be relevant to this?
You're breaking up there, Sean.
I have no idea what Rumpus says because I don't listen to Rumpus.
All I heard was I have no idea what Rumpus said. Breaking up.
All I heard is all I had to say was I have no idea about anything. All I heard
Okay,
to say, I have no idea about anything.
Thank you, Brahmi. Thank you. I don't use Rumpus as an authority, so anything he says, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for you to prove, Kimo, by the way. Kimo, we're waiting for you to prove that the Earth is flat.
Prove that the Earth is flat. Well, it's always been flat.
Yeah, we're waiting for you to prove that
Rumpus is
the Earth
your
is
front
flat.
line.
Our ancestors,
a frontline glober.
Our ancestors knew the Earth was flat, and then a group of people
They didn't. They didn't.
came along and said, "Let's change what people perceive." They've spent a lot of money trying to get people to see.
Are you trolling? Are you trolling now?
No, because like I said, our ancestors.
Are you trolling? Are you trolling now?
Listen, I can show
Do
you
you think the
the
ancients knew the Earth was a globe? Is that what you guys are saying? You think the
We
ancients?
know they did. The Egyptians did. The Greeks did.
No, they had a flat Earth model.
They had an idea, but it was all flat to them.
No, show me the globe. Where's the globe from the
they
Egyptians?
understood how it worked.
Hold on, citation. Where's the Egyptian globe on their walls? Where is it?
That's the first time I hear that too.
Yeah,
it was
there's no
just the
Egyptian
Greeks that
globe.
brought
What are they
that up.
talking about? Egyptian.
Go ahead, farmers. Show proof.
Where is it? Where's the
Egyptians globe.
Egyptian globe?
Well, I don't have it to hand.
Ah, you see. So
know.
let's take a look at the Egyptian.
Well, you see, you wankers can just make these claims and statements with absolutely no evidence whatsoever. So, like, where's your proof of a
No,
flat
we'll
Earth?
give you time to get it. Farmers, we'll give you time.
No, I'll give you time to bring us evidence of a flat Earth.
Yeah, I'm going to get it for you right now. I'm going to get it for you right now.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, I'm going to get it
Cool.
for you right
Oh,
now. We've
good, I'm looking forward to that.
Remember who we are. We have the facts, we have the figures, we have the numbers, we have the historical.
Well, let's see them in.
Historical information. So look at this. This is what the Egyptians thought. What for you?
No. You said you had evidence of a flat Earth.
No. You said the Egyptians thought it was a ball. No, they thought it was a flat plane with a dome over the top with the stars in. Look where the stars are. They're in the firmament. Okay, and there's angels and stuff above that. That's what they thought.
No, what firmament? The Egyptians didn't believe in the firmament.
Look at the stars are in the firmament. That's
the firmament comes from a Jewish.
Farmers, you're behind, bro.
No,
Farmers,
no,
you gotta catch up.
I'm not.
No, they've always known about the firmament and the stars being in there, about 4,000 miles away. Stars are.
So you think the firmament is a word the Egyptians would have used?
No, I don't know what they called it. No. The Egyptian
clearly.
word. I don't speak Egyptian, but they depicted what they thought the cosmology was, and it's there for you to see. Now you can't show me.
Please.
You can't show me an Egyptian globe.
Yeah,
Okay,
how do you get from that picture?
Flat Earth then.
So look, this is what I'm saying. So
what do we see in this picture?
Got the stars
in
the.
Yeah.
Go on.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, when I search this image, I get reference to some goddess of the Egyptians.
And then you see. Hello. Have you got me muted?
No, we hear you.
No.
What we see is like a dome, a firmament over, and obviously it's indicating that seas because there's people in ships, and then obviously the sun in underneath it, and then you got the land. What someone's lying down on.
Do firmaments have tits and heads?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. And toes and hands.
You need to have a visual mind. You know, you can't just.
No. You don't have to have a visual mind. You need to know what you're showing.
It's obvious that that's the sun. It's obvious that's the firmament. That's the seas. Do people go on boats on people's backs? Do they? Do people go on boats on people's legs?
Right.
Really? You need an imagination to fit it in with. The Egyptians thought
Need one almost as good as yours, yeah.
Yeah, a good imagination.
I'm still waiting for the proof from Kimo that the Earth is flat. Yet I have not found one.
Yeah.
Why are you changing the story?
Kimo,
look at the Egyptian thing that he presented.
No, that's
is
what
the floor
Kimo said.
flat?
No,
is it or is it curved? Look at the floor that the guy sat upon.
It's about some Egyptian
is it flat,
goddess.
Chikey boy, or is
this
it
is
curved?
Not a scientific paper.
His ass is sat upon a flat surface.
Oh, come on, Kimo, you gotta do better.
We're getting the Egyptian globe like that.
Yeah, I'm getting the rest of our ancestors how they also saw it. It wasn't just the Egyptians.
So you've got no evidence.
So here, look, we've got the Norse. So the Norse people in the Norse, is that like Europe somewhere? Yeah. So the Europeans, the Norse.
Yep.
We've got the Hindus,
the Vikings,
the Mayans. We've got the Incas, the Navajo, the Hebrews. And then we have this strange people.
We came out of your picture, but I think all of those except the Hebrew had this
strange people.
Look at the last one, the NASA one.
This strange these strange people said, "Look, we're gonna go against everybody else in the world."
The Nazian.
Yeah, but they're not really going against everyone else, Kimo, because it's the same idea with the sun and the moon and stuff will go all the way around, above and below, wherever they happen to be standing on the earth.
But let's think about it.
And instead of being flat, that area that they thought to be flat was just a tiny piece of the whole sphere.
Look at what Chikey posted in 1049. Chikey, you just killed yourself, bro. What is the floor that they sat upon there that they're standing on?
Oh, yeah, that's a level.
Is it flat or is it round?
It's just the floor.
Very good. Very good.
How small do you think the Earth is if they'd have curve in that small an area?
Kimo, how can they ignore this? I mean, you're clearly showing them. They never got the honesty to say, yeah, I can see why you think that. That does look as if it is depicting a container holding us all in with the stars behind. I mean, obviously, anyone with a brain can see that's what it's representing. But you guys are not even honest enough to admit the similarity there. Anyone honest enough to admit the similarity there? Anybody here? Any Glober that's willing, to be honest enough to keep the finds that Kimo has brought to your attention?
No, because we're not fucking deluded.
So that doesn't look like stars to you. Do they or do they not look like stars? Can you admit that? Do they look like stars? No? Yes? What the Kimo posted at 3:50, 50 minutes after the hour, there is stars in the air, right? There's people on a boat on the sea, and there is a woman that's bending over the entire sky. Do you not agree with that?
A very long stretched over.
Yeah, that's very.
Is that a woman? I can't even.
That's a very abstract view of what they believe.
Do you agree that they are stars? At least can we get a concession that it looks like they look up to the night sky? Can we get that?
Yes, that's where they put the stars in the picture.
Yes.
And that's a very abstract description of what they thought happened. They thought the things in the sky moved across the sky, then through the underworld, then back up on the other side of the earth.
Well,
the underworld?
Well, I mean, you look at the sun. See the red dot? That's like the sun going across the sky, right?
Yeah, the sun went across the sky, under the earth, through the underworld, and then back up on the other side.
I think I'm going to take the Egyptians' opinion.
That is the Egyptians' opinion.
But don't you think the Egyptians will represent the earth as flat, as round? Don't you think they were
eventually they
art
did,
enough to represent the earth as round?
Eventually they did, but the early Egyptians...
Where's the Egyptian ball? Where is the
Every
Egyptian ball? Let's have a look at the Egyptian globe. Let's see how they looked at the globe.
Someone posted earlier about it.
An Egyptian globe, when they discovered Tutankhamun,
An article about it. Go read it. But anyway, the pictographic description of what they thought actually happened and what they actually thought don't the picture doesn't accurately describe it as we would think.
Yes,
Bro, before the Greeks, nobody
Pictographs.
had a clue that the Earth was round. Put it through your thick skull. Every single culture on Earth thought the Earth was
Not
flat.
all of them, but I'll give you that most of them
Comprende
did.
or no comprende?
That's true, that most of them thought that the Earth was flat, but they thought it was flat in a completely different way than you do. They thought that the things in the sky, the vast majority of them anyway, things went through the sky, under the Earth, through the underworld, and then back up on the other side.
Perhaps they did, yes. Yes.
And that's incompatible with your view of the flat Earth.
No, it's not. The point is the Earth was flat. It doesn't matter what the rest of it is. It's
well, wait a minute.
They thought, hold on, they thought the land they stood upon was flat. The rest of it, cosmology, we can argue about. Right now,
well, the rest of that cosmology is significant, though. The rest of that cosmology is significant, though, because that flat Earth that they thought they were standing on was just a tiny piece of a very large globe.
How do you know that? Well, you're just inferring.
Well, because we've seen it now.
Show us this.
Let me finish.
Sure.
That idea that the sun was going over the Earth and under and through the underworld was just the sun going around the other side of the globe.
No,
you're
that's
assuming
the Egyptians,
and the underworld for the ancient Egyptians was the sky for the Aztecs or the Maya. The Maya thought that when the Maya thought the sun was going through the underworld, it was in the sky for the Egyptians.
That's not the issue, bro.
Well,
I'll grant you all that. Even though it's not true, I'll grant you all that. What was the land that they stood upon? What did they think the land they stood upon was?
The local area. And yeah, they thought it was flat. So
Flat,
what?
that's right.
That's it. That's all we're saying, bro.
We're saying the ancestors.
And what I'm saying is that this model of a flat Earth is incompatible with yours.
No, we don't have a model. We don't have a model, Slackhat.
Because of the motions of the things in the sky, the
Slackhat,
model is
stop
entirely
straw manning
incompatible
us.
with the modern
Yeah,
one.
you're gonna win with a straw man. We're not saying that. We don't even have a model. We're saying the people, the ancestors. The ancestors depicted
the modern idea of the flat Earth, where the sun rotates around the North Pole in a circle, is incompatible.
No, that's not the model.
with
We
the
don't have.
models
We didn't
were
say
around
that.
in
That's not the
We
issue
didn't
we're
say that.
discussing here, my
We're
friend.
not
That's
saying
the issue
that.
I'm bringing up, though.
We're not
because
saying
you
that,
know
though,
you're in the
Slackhat.
corner,
That's not
you
what
know
we're
we
saying.
have you, and now you're skirting away. You're double speaking.
Right.
No,
First
I'm
admit-
trying to stay on one topic. Maybe
No,
what
no,
we're actually talking
sir.
about.
You're
That's
skirting
the
the
topic
issue.
I
We're
wanted to talk
talking
about.
the flatness of the Earth, and you're going to the stars.
Well, but one thing that they did recognize was that the sun was not circuiting around the top, around the North Pole, right?
Where do
Exactly.
you get that left leg?
Because because they knew that the sun went under them.
They assumed that the sun went to
No, that's what they saw.
Hades
That's
or
what the
whatever.
evidence
They
showed.
saw it go under.
They were very correct when they said that the sun went under them.
Listen, I don't care about that. We're not discussing that, guys. You're skirting.
No, but you want to ignore that.
If
Who
you
cares
admit
about that?
what
What-
we're saying, then we'll continue. We'll progress. Just admit that
They
most
had a
people
model.
thought the Earth was flat, and then we'll
I already
progress
did
from that.
And see, they had a model that was apparently flawed. It was a paradoxical model. It was saying that
We
the
don't
sun
have a
goes
model,
down
Moya.
below the Earth and it's flat. No, that was the model that they were working with.
No, they didn't have a model. They just thought the Earth
They
was
had a
flat.
model. That's what they're talking about, is a model.
No, it's not a
Look, if
model.
you guys don't want to admit it, I get it. We'll take the W whether you give it to us or not.
Well,
But you're
don't-
being
I just wanna make
intellectually dishonest. You're being intellectually dishonest.
Did they believe the sun went up?
Try watching that video. See what you think about it.
No, you're
Just
missing the
admit
point. There
that
is no
most
model.
cultures in the old days. Go ahead, Kimo.
No, carry on. I'm just saying that he keeps going to a model, and we're just simply saying the ancestors thought.
Okay,
the Earth-
forget the word model and use the word description if you don't
All
like that
right,
word.
all right. Look. I've got a model you can look at. This is exactly what we're living on. You know what I mean? This is from.
Thanks a lot. You
This is a picture from. This is a
Yeah,
picture
that's
from
it,
my
and I
satellite,
see
right?
myself there.
That's
There I
exactly-
am. I'm waving.
Hey,
That's me waving.
let me ask you a question. S.E., in
Picture from my
your
satellite, that is-
observation, in your observation of the sun, S.E., does it not look like that the sun comes up and goes across the sky and sets and moves beneath you and pops back up on the other side? Is that not what you see?
It looks that way, yeah. If I was one of them with the togas back 3,000 years ago, I would say the same thing. I would pray to it and want it to come back. Yeah, I see
There
all
you go.
that. I don't.
You'd have been laughed at like you are now.
So how how can you say that it's circling the North Pole?
I'm
That's
not
not
saying that. I am not saying. You see, again, you guys are skirting.
Okay,
the
maybe
issue.
you aren't.
I
But
told
can
you.
you at
We'll
least
go
admit
to the
that
sun.
most?
We'll go to the moon. You guys have to be humble yourselves and admit most of the cultures thought the Earth was flat. If you say that, then I'll talk about anything else you want. No problem.
Most cultures thought the Earth was flat, and most flat earthers today think that the sun circles around the North Pole.
Well, you had to tie it into something. You couldn't just make a statement.
Well, I'm making my next statement. Would you agree to my statement?
All right. I guess we'll have to settle for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you not admit that those two models are vastly different in the motions of the things in the sky?
Yeah, I don't subscribe to any. That flat Earth model that they have with the globe, with the thing. I don't subscribe to anything like that. I say
you don't have the North Pole in the middle.
No, I don't subscribe to any of those models.
Okay,
don't know,
Can you at least recognize that you are very different from most flat earthers today?
No one knows where the North Pole is south. No one's been there.
Yeah.
We need a full exploration, Slacker, before we
now who's being dishonest?
Essie, describe the world that you think you live in.
Oh God, no! Please don't.
You want us to guess what you think?
How the hell do you expect me to do that?
I don't know. You look around and you see the world.
Jackie, let me tell you the difference between me and you. Okay, you've bought all the crap that NASA sold you, right?
What's your crap?
Me, on the other hand, I haven't bought all the crap that NASA.
Okay, what is your crap?
He bought QE crap. That's what he bought.
I don't buy anybody's crap.
No, what's your own crap?
No, you have bought the crap.
No, what's your own crap? No one answers.
The Big Bang, you bought the expansion.
What is your crap? Can you not hear the words coming out of people's mouths? Everybody's had the same question. What is your crap?
Well, they're talking at the same time. Go ahead, ask me.
What is your crap?
My crap is I have no clue what the shape of the Earth is. Absolutely none. If you give me, let me finish. You want me to give you an answer?
Something it's not.
Stop talking. You want me to give you an answer? Give me NASA's budget for a year, and I'll have all the answers for you.
The ancient people didn't have NASA's budget, and they had a more accurate idea of what the Earth was than the flat earthers of today. Yeah. Can you at least admit that most flat earthers of today subscribe to the idea that has the North Pole in the middle?
Again, that's unknown.
I don't speak for all the flat earthers.
I'm not asking you to. I'm just asking.
A lot of them that subscribe to that. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, that's a little bit foolish because a lot of people use a world map and a compass always points to the south and to the northern points, and they can use it to navigate through the world map, and they can use the stars to navigate through Earth. So, are you telling me that all this idea about north and south is fake or what?
Like, how can anyone know these things unless you travel there and map it out, right?
You don't have to travel everywhere to know the general shape of the Earth.
You don't need NASA budget to do it also.
Yeah, but if you want to know where the North Pole is, its actual location, you're going to have to travel
Go there then.
But you know what I can't...
Don't need NASA budget.
You're not allowed to go there. You're not allowed to go to the south. You're not allowed to go to the north. What do you think?
Gamo.
You are.
Do you want me to respond or not?
Oh, you're not allowed to go to the north now.
Once I travel a little bit, and there's a change in the elevation of the North Celestial Pole or some such, I know how far it is to the North Pole.
No, but again, you've never been there, so you can't verify it. On your model,
I don't have to go there.
I was within the Arctic Circle.
So how far is the North Pole then to the edge of the Earth? The wall, the ice wall.
What edge?
Exactly, you haven't travelled around to see these things.
People have.
Circles or spheres don't have edges.
We're not on a sphere.
No. Spheres are well known for not having edges.
Yeah, circle is less than 12,000.
That's your problem. If you travelled south and actually looked at what was there, you would see that you cannot go from north to south the entire way around.
I traveled pretty far north to the point where I witnessed 24-hour sun in the sky.
In the south, impossible on a flat plane.
See that video?
In the north.
Surely you
sun or light?
No, he said the north. He said
the actual
north.
sun or the light of the sun?
He said north, not
the actual
south.
sun.
No
He the actual sun, yes.
Yeah, north, that may be possible, but in the south, impossible on a flat plane.
The answer
It's-
is 8,000 miles.
Well, at least that statement is correct. It's impossible on a flat plane, yet it happens.
No, it doesn't happen. That's what I mean. You can't show that happening.
I just watched a video of it.
If you could show that, then the Earth, how can it be flat if it was 24 hours in the south? That means there's no ice wall, there's no edge.
It can't be, Emo. It can't be.
Show it then. Show 24 hours sun in the south.
You've been shown time after time, Chemo. Will one more really make a difference?
And you
The
just
18 hours, the 18 hours in Australia and South America and Africa of daylight, or New Zealand, all show that it are incompatible with flat Earth.
No one's
where
ever
there's lots
shown
of
this,
people,
Moya. Stop making up
there's evidence.
stories.
You don't have to go to the South Pole.
Yeah, stop making up stories. You need to go to the south, like Gypsy said he was in the
That's
north.
not a story. You've got to now show me how you can get 18 hours of sun on a round sphere.
No, that's still nonsense. Again, Gypsy said he
Why is
saw
that
it
nonsense?
in the north, in a documentary.
Okay, why is that nonsense?
Because it wouldn't happen. It's the sun.
So they don't get 18 hours of sun in Australia.
No, I'm talking about the South Pole, Moya. Stop changing the location.
It wouldn't happen on a flat Earth. 18 hours of sun in Australia. So we don't have to go to the South Pole. We go where
You
lots
can
of
show
people
a
are,
straight 18
lots of
hours.
witnesses, lots of good evidence. You get all the video you want of it.
You can show straight 18 hours of sun in Australia.
No, I think so.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
when you find that, give us a look at that straight 18 hours.
Any Australians here right now?
Oh, plenty of Australians, but I think they're in bed now.
And
I
that
don't
would not
think you
in
can
here,
be
then.
in one spot in Australia and show 18 hours. You might be on the eastern, see the sun rise, and then go someone on the west.
It's about 18
side of
hours.
Australia
It may
and
be
get the
17 and
sun
change,
set,
but
and it may be 17 hours, but not from one spot.
Yes,
Yeah, but how would you have this on a flat plane, my dude? How would you have it on a
Gotta
flat
show
plane?
it
Like,
first. That's
Okay,
unlikely.
well, yeah, but what do you mean it's unlikely, dude? It's very funny of you to say unlikely.
Because if the Earth is flat, which it is, you don't have a South Pole area.
But it isn't flat. That's why we have a South Pole.
Well, in order for it not to be flat, you have to show that there's a force of gravity keeping the water conforming to the exterior of that shape. So many different things.
Yeah,
you have to show.
Yeah, no,
horizontals.
you have been shown it more times than I've had hot fucking dinners, but you just refuse to accept it because you have this bizarre belief system.
It's not scientific, though.
Emo, your verbal acrobatics again.
Yeah, this is not scientific by any means. This is what you believe. You're still in the hypothesis stage.
You've been shown it so many fucking times. You all have, but it's not nuh-uh, because you've got this weird belief that the Earth is flat.
It's not scientific, Farmers Boy.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not scientific.
Chemo, provide your proof. Provide your proof that the Earth is flat, my
come on, let's see your scientific evidence that the Earth is flat, please.
Yeah.
Scientific evidence for the Earth is flat is not required because there is no observed phenomenon. Unless you're talking about ships going over the horizon or the sun disappearing over the horizon.
No, you're so certain that the Earth is flat, then you must be able to show us evidence for it.
Well, like
Yes,
I
go
said,
ahead.
unless there's an observed phenomenon, which there could be, like this image here, what Gypsy's showing, one might think.
You think that shows the flat Earth, do you?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You might think, what's the cause? What's causing this?
No, well, you tell us.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. So you might.
No, that's what I'm asking you.
I
I'm not having
know
you
the answer
fucking
already to
asking me.
this.
You're claiming you have evidence of a flat Earth. Let's please see it.
So this is my point. You're using the horizon as evidence of a globe Earth. Yeah?
So you have no evidence that the Earth is flat. Okay, point noted. Thank you very much.
You're not listening, are you?
No, I am listening. And what you're refusing to do is answer the fucking question.
I'm going to show you the evidence.
That's what
but
you
do.
do.
Understand the premise.
What's the evidence?
Let's see the evidence of the flat Earth.
I'm going to show you the evidence, but you've got to understand the
Go on,
premise.
then.
This horizon is used as evidence of a globe, right?
Oh
no. Where's your evidence of the flat Earth, Chemo? Come on, you keep telling us you've got it, so let's fucking see it.
Basically, what we're asking is to show us something that will make us think, oh, yeah, this is a flat Earth. Go ahead.
Why can't I
needs to be scientific. Chemo, it needs to be scientific. Remember.
Listen, why can't
it's got to be scientific.
Why can't I
It's got to
use
be scientific, bro.
Why can't I use Gypsy's?
Post scientific evidence, please, man.
Why can't I use Gypsy's image as my observed phenomenon in nature?
So is Gypsy's image your proof that the Earth is flat?
Yes, this is my proof.
Okay.
This image, this horizon.
Right, that's your proof of a flat Earth, is it? So why those turbines appear to be chopping the water up? Then?
Exactly.
In fact, they seem to be
Now
under
we're
the
getting
water.
there. Now we're getting there. You see, so exactly.
Well, come on then, tell us.
Okay, so let me post my evidence.
You're using this as evidence of a flat Earth. Explain what we're seeing.
Yes, that's the point. Now you understand where I'm coming from. So,
and what's the science behind it?
So the science is that we have a phenomenon because objects seem to be disappearing behind what looks like a physical horizon. Okay, so now we have an effect.
So what is your hypothesis?
My predicted cause is what causes this effect is atmospheric lensing, magnification. So I have to be able to replicate my hypothesis in the laboratory, which I was able to do. I was able to replicate.
Oh, you was? Are you sure it was you that did it?
I was able to replicate.
Yeah, and also that doesn't tell us the shape of the Earth, Chemo. That just tells us the atmosphere has an effect on how we see things.
The necessary
tie in your hypothesis to the shape of the Earth, please.
I have to say, Chemo, your idea of evidence and science is sadly lacking.
The necessary antecedent for magnification is a change in angular size.
No. Again, we're only dealing with their cause and effect, Moyak, at the moment. So my image, what Gypsy's posted, I support that image there. It looks like those are disappearing bottom first. That's the phenomenon. So I have to, I have to think now. What do I predict is causing that? And then I have to test and manipulate my predicted cause. So I remove the magnifying lens and I add the magnifying. Again, Gypsy, excellent images.
But doesn't that necessary antecedent thing that I just said actually impact that? It has that change in angular size. So we'd have to know the distance and what the angular size is supposed to be and see if that matches. Then we can disprove magnification or prove magnification.
Things are enlarged, Moyak. Yeah, things do appear bigger.
They do not, though.
Yes, they do, Moyak. Let's check this out. Look, I've got the image right here for you.
You've done a pixel count and analysis on this?
Hold on, let me get it up for you.
Don't be daft.
There is.
Chemo's done fuck all.
Well, he's going to go and find the one place where there's an air mass that makes a water tank look a little bigger than it was, but it's not like a nice crisp, clear image like these turbines.
I mean, everything.
If you measured them, would be right at the size.
So look, Moyak, look at this. Now, pay attention.
All of these images are just showing us that the Earth is curved.
All right, Gypsy, you posted that enough.
That looks exactly the same width.
So look, Moyak, take a look right at the red rectangle boxes, right, on the images that the platform that the red boxes are covering. So you can see.
Could you have made them any smaller?
You can see, Moyak, that the image on the left, the rectangle box is completely covered, and on the right, it's not reaching the end of the rectangle, so the image is larger, Moyak.
Why is the
wait? Hold on.
Why is the box in a different place?
No. It's show it. I'll tell you why that in a minute. But the point is that the platform, is not taking up the entire box, Moyak. So it's bigger in the one on the left and smaller in the one on the right. That's how we know.
How do we know it's not the other way around?
The reason why we know this is because we're able to test the hypothesis.
No, it doesn't work this way. How do we know that it's the opposite way? You can get lenses that make things look smaller, and what if in this case it makes it smaller?
Because we've been able to test it. I just told you. Here's the video of our experiment that we're able to test repeatedly.
I also have a scientific paper backing up what you're saying. Chemo, I also have a scientific paper backing up what you're saying. I posted in the chat.
We've got the scientific papers there to back up what we're saying. We've got the experiments to back up what we're saying. We've got the observations to back up what we're saying. And pretty much we're showing you guys that the atmosphere acts like a lens. And Gypsy's image here. Now,
how is that? I'm curious. Do you know enough about this image to answer some questions? Because what I'm looking at here, it looks a little bizarre. If you look at the box, the image is obviously squished in the one on the left, squished down vertically. So the aspect ratio on it would have to be off. Yet, let me see. How did they define that red box?
I don't believe these were taken from the same place.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you guys are at a loss. This is why the black swan is so powerful,
I'm not lost.
You guys want to address the paper?
This is what we're saying. You guys
think
think it's fake. You think it's CGI. Of course you would. Because the argument that we're showing is that this magnification is a real thing that can be replicated.
You have a history. Hold on. You have a history of providing false evidence and
Paper from San
manipulating
Diego
shit.
State backing
We've got
up what
them,
Kimo
guys,
is saying.
listeners, audience. We've got them. They're finally. The argument is finally cracking. The penny's finally dropping, basically, and they're starting to understand that the horizon is not physical. Okay, go ahead.
Scientific. There's a scientific
Jeremy,
citation in the chat.
Yeah, the scientific. Did you read all
backing
of it?
up what you're saying?
Did you read all of it?
Did you read it?
Yep, so it backs exactly up what Kimo's saying.
What does it back up exactly? What is your statement?
Hemisphere is
I wanna write
magnifying
it down.
things.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's magnifying things. Go read it.
It magnifies thing in which way, basically?
Read it. Hemispheric magnification. Go check it out. Learn about it.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
Hold on. It's two
I know
different
you said
things. You may be able to cherry pick papers to prove certain thing, but this paper talks about like objects on the horizon at different atmospherical conditions.
So
In the
when we
in
see
the
things
paper, does it
disappear,
specify?
hold on, can I address what he said or no?
Sure.
So when we look at things,
No, you
we're
can't.
observing the horizon in different atmospheric. No.
In the
What he's talking about.
You'll try to
what
address it.
Kimo
Try
was
reading
talking
again.
about.
Try reading again. What did they talk about? Apparent altitude.
And you won't actually address it, is the point.
Nothing
So
in this
don't ask
paper.
if you can address something that you know you can't.
Nothing in this paper suggests a change in angular width.
Look, guys, we've got the observation here. Moya, you need to explain.
Well, you have two observations with no evidence that they're from the
Moya,
same
you
location.
need to explain with the red boxes why one fills up the box and the other one doesn't. What's going on? Why is one bigger?
It depends
one
on how
smaller?
that box was defined.
What do you mean how it was defined? Same box, just over two platforms.
They don't look like the same box, but anyways, the point is as well, like, why can't we do it the other way?
Moya,
Like,
all you got to do is make your own box over this
hold on, I'm still
image.
speaking. You're interrupting me.
Hold on, let me respond to Moya a second. Let me respond to Moya a second. Hold on, nice guy. So Moya, all you got to do is make your own rectangle box, like your own, and then just keep it the same size. Put it on this image. In fact, I've got one without the boxes on it, I think, somewhere. If I have a look, probably get that up for you. But you do it yourself, and you can see, and you have to explain why one is smaller and one is bigger. What's going on?
It's easy. It looks like they were taken from different locations.
That's one answer. That's fine. Moyak, you go with that? No, I don't think Moyak goes with that. Because he knows. He's seen the video, you see. So it's all part of a video. It's not like just a photograph from an actual video, you know, detailed in great detail. So that's what I mean. It's taken a long time to get this
It
argument.
doesn't add anything just because you put them in two pictures in a video.
No, but I hear what you're saying. You're saying there's just no way this could happen because it has to be from different elevations. Because on a ball, this
I didn't say anything about elevation.
What are you saying then?
Different lateral locations.
They're in different locations, not the same location.
Yeah, primarily different left to right, not up and down.
Ah, okay, left to right. Yeah, okay, so you're saying different left to right, but not forward or back?
I can't tell. That could be just the atmospheric difference. Or it could be due to the location difference. Can't tell.
Well, that's interesting that you think like that. I mean, like, that gives us more hope.
Well, Kimo, what have you done to show that it is what you say?
We've got the video.
Nothing.
Does the video have
What's
him,
in the video?
for example, hold a GPS in front of the camera before both views? That would be some evidence that they're in the same location.
GPS in the same location. I'm not sure now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Does it mean now it's the globe again now then?
No, it means you have no evidence that these are the same location.
It's in the video, Slacker, for goodness sake.
Evidence that they're the same location is in the video, or is it just these two views and someone saying they're the same location?
Let's get the...
Yeah, if you're going to post some evidence, it'd be best to post the source with the fullest form of the evidence, not just a tiny, tiny screenshot.
Yeah.
Don't be daft. They
Now
are
that's
a lover
critical.
of fruit.
That's good. You're asking the right questions. That's what you should do about your globe.
And you've got the
Getting
answer.
tired. I'm getting tired, Chemo. Here I am on this fence trying to jump the flat Earth, and you're just constantly pushing me back.
Yeah.
No. We don't want you. Let's be clear about this, Curve. We give you enough just to keep you interested, but not to bring you over the fence.
It's a joke. It's a
Please,
joke.
never, ever, ever come to flat Earth.
Yeah, I'm not retarded. No worries.
And the reverse applies to
What did you
yourself,
once told me about people who say ever, Rakia?
Oh, what did he say?
I don't
I'd love
remember.
to know.
I am not happy with you guys' performance. I want to be a flat earther, but you guys are not convincing me. There's not
Yeah,
enough.
they're not presenting a convincing argument, are they?
By the way, I've
Yeah.
read the. I want to speak to Jeremy because he gave the paper a citation to his theory. I read the citation. I will just respond to Jeremy a little bit. My dude,
I want
okay?
to just hold on. I want to convince Jose something. Well, Jose,
here we go. There's that video slack.
Brummy's got to talk.
I just want to just
Let
say to
Brummy
Jose.
talk.
Jose just said he wants convincing. So
Brummy talk.
Jose.
Jose. Hey, hang on, Brummy. Hey, I want you to talk to Jose. You like that, Brummy? You like that?
Yeah,
Then quit fucking doing it, cunt.
I little cunt. Fucking human boxing bag. Anyway, back to Jeremy. Jeremy, my dude. The citation that you provided, my dude, okay? First of all, they're talking about astronomical horizon when they want to study objects in the in space, okay? When they want to look at space and you want to see how it affects their observation. They talked about refraction, mirage, dipping down, all kind of things. And also, in their own fucking citation, their whole experiment, their proof, are also dependent on a curved flat surface of Earth. It's curved Earth. There's no flat Earth. The EF diagram that you're watching now, it's a globe model. You're using a
Skip the
globe
part
model.
about magnification.
I know, my
and
dude.
that-
Jeremy, your article literally says that the Earth has a curved surface. That line EF is the surface of the Earth.
So
your article literally says Earth is a
picking,
globe, bro.
cherry picking
Come on.
information from a specific study to prove your point. It's confirmation bias 101, my dude. You have some mental problems. You're mental, my dude.
Regardless of that, did
I
you
wouldn't
skip
say
the
he's
part
mental,
where
but-
they talked about?
You have some mental problems. You don't
The
even
box-
know.
You're
how
mental,
to-
my dog.
The part where they're showing the globe Earth.
problems. You have mental problems.
Let the people speak, my dude.
Stroke it out,
When
Brummy.
you think about model, space.
Brummy,
Minute.
what's the speech impediment? You okay, bro?
Spiraling, bro.
I don't talk like nice guy because
I hit him so hard, man. He keeps going on.
All right. Fighter, go to a neutral corner. You need to stand the egg out, bro.
How do you have gas pressure without a container?
Gravity, my
We're
dude.
right in the middle of this.
Come on, Brummy, don't change the topic of conversation. Jeremy posted an article that says the Earth is a globe.
Yes.
That's a paper that says the Earth is a globe, and he needs to address it.
I believe it's of doing a gleam.
And not only this, the magnification they're speaking of is specific for astronomical horizon. We're talking about things they're trying to observe from the space as well. You clearly didn't fucking read the
Why
scientific
is it
paper.
your turn to talk again? I didn't get a chance to rebuttal from the first time because Brummy started monologuing.
Before you rebuttal, read the paper, please.
Take your opportunity to talk to wine.
Okay, Jeremy, go ahead, man.
You should have seen
Skip
that
the
coming.
What do you have to say?
part in the article where they talked about the magnification and how you can even do the math to figure it out.
Yeah, that's fine. But the article says the Earth is a sphere, so all of that
Calculate the
doesn't matter.
magnification from the slope of the refraction at the horizon.
That's cool. But the article says the Earth is a sphere, so all of that doesn't matter.
hostile witness, Nate.
I'm
Calm
citing
down.
the part where they talk about how the atmosphere is magnifying things.
But you're
the part where they say the Earth is a sphere.
Yeah, hostile witness, Nate. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a hostile witness.
Oh dear.
Are we going to address the part where they say how you can calculate? Are we going to address the part where they say you
Jeremy,
can calculate?
no one argues with the part that says you can calculate the magnification. You know, I think we all agree with
They
that.
were just trying to argue with Chemo, saying that don't happen. My bad. Please continue on, Chemo.
It's fine. We'll give Chemo that point, but now let's address the point where it says the Earth is a sphere.
It doesn't matter about that. That's just a hostile witness.
Jeremy, it's about time you
I
go
wouldn't
on for
even
one.
give
You
you the
never,
point
ever
of
go on,
magnification
Jeremy.
because when they talk about magnification, they're talking about
Took my
specific
shit
kind of
5 minutes, bro.
magnification.
Jeremy,
No,
yeah,
I'm not gonna let you slide.
Never ever go on.
They're talking about magnification, the astronomical
5 minutes,
horizon.
dude.
They're trying to look at the stars.
Well,
Chemo
since
always goes on, Jeremy.
with their words, you were saying.
It took 5 minutes. What's the problem? Go ahead. Now you
Just
can
saying
go, or if you want,
saying that
or Chemo,
Chemo's
because
saying
Chemo
that.
just won the magnification argument that I helped him win.
You didn't
With,
help
the,
with any
with,
shit.
with a paper that says the Earth
Just
is
gave
a
him the
sphere.
magnification.
But the
Magnification now.
Read the paper.
people can lie with their words. You need to show how the paper defends it being a globe with the actual calculations. Otherwise, they can lie with their words, and the rest of the paper can be totally unrelated. So you need to show how the paper shows that it's a sphere, other than just assuming it and just making their equations according.
What? Lemon.
The paper is just to show. Hang on, guys.
From the paper that says the Earth is a sphere. Nothing is being assumed. That is what Jeremy's paper says.
But you need to show how the paper in context shows that that's the case, other than just saying it. Otherwise, it's empty rhetoric.
Okay. All right. I'll show you how the paper says it in context. Just hang on, Lemon, and I'm going to tag you. Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
The paper is to show the atmosphere. I didn't have time to clip out the citation part about how they calculate the magnification. If you need me to do that, that's fine. But that's what the citation was for. I gave you a whole reference.
What do they
instead of a
calculate the
citation because I was
magnification
lazy.
to be, Jeremy?
What's Lemon's account called?
You understand what I'm saying, Nate?
I'll add you. Hold on.
How much magnification?
What you saying, Jeremy? But I don't really care about all
a
of
whole
that.
reference. A whole reference instead of a citation. I'm on my cell phone. If you need me to, I can clip out the magnification part. That was the point of it.
Why are objects magnified out of visibility?
Fuck, we know we got magnification happening. Chemo can demonstrate it in the lab.
Well,
we're all set.
We might have a problem with this use of magnification. I don't know, but how much magnification is there, Jeremy?
You don't need to know that, Curved. All we're doing is replicating the cause
You
to
do
the
need to
effect.
know that. To support your claim, you need to know that.
Not really. Again, we have an effect in nature. We just need to replicate
Chemo, thanks for the video. It doesn't show what your tiny picture does. I took 2 screenshots of the full zoomed in views of the structures. And yeah, he zooms out and shows he's at this approximately the exact same location. Close enough that it doesn't matter, like within feet. So, and when you actually compare those 2 views,
here's a look
side by side, it all lines up pretty damn accurately.
I know.
There's some turbulence in the atmosphere.
Put the boxes around them like that, the same size. I'll show if they complete them.
This magnification Chemo's demonstrating has things dropping below level in the perspective grid. You guys lose. You lost.
The boxes thing is is a lot easier to manipulate, and the vertical effect due to refraction is irrelevant. I'm only comparing angular width of things. That's why I lined them up vertically and drew vertical lines.
Yeah,
Feel
and the
free to do a
bottom one,
horizontal version.
slacker, yes, and the
Feel free
top,
to do a
the top
horizontal
one.
version if you want. I'm still talking, but vertically everything lines up.
No, the top one is not touching the red line.
There's no magnification that changes the angular width of things.
The top one, Slacker, is not touching the red line. Okay, the bottom one is touching the red line. The top one is not. It's smaller.
Where?
The top on the left, the platform on the platform's on the right. When you've drawn the one with the,
it's right at the edge of it. Like I said, they don't line up perfectly. They
no. The red, the one at the bottom.
They don't line up perfectly. I already said that.
The one at the bottom touches the red line, and the one at the top does not. So it's smaller.
I already said they don't line up perfectly.
What do you mean? You've got a straight line up and down. You've got a straight vertical up and down, but it touches the bottom one.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so the bottom one touches the red line, the top one doesn't touch it. So it's smaller.
Which line are you talking about?
The platform on the right.
Oh, the leftmost line on the right platform? Yeah, they
That's
don't
right.
touch
Doesn't touch it,
perfectly.
no. So it's smaller.
They don't touch perfectly.
No,
like
the
I
bottom
said.
one does
The
touch. The top one doesn't, so it's smaller.
Like I said, they're not perfect. They're pretty damn close and a lot closer to the picture that you showed.
No, that's just one.
The air is really turbulent in the second picture. You can't expect everything to be absolutely
Slacker,
perfect.
it's smaller. You've still got magnification. It's larger in the big one, smaller in the bottom one.
And this magnification chemo has things dropping below level in the perspective grid.
And it's lower, Slacker, as well. Look how it's lower than the bottom one.
I don't care about the higher and lower. That's due to
It's
just
lower
the atmosphere.
and width. It's smaller all over the place. And you can see that with your lines. It's not touching the red line. The bottom one is touching. The top one's not touching. Nowhere near is it touching. Look at the difference, Slacker. Huge difference.
Well, in your image, it's about a 1/4 inch. Can you take all the errors that he made in his and come up with a 1/4 inch?
But Slacker's done exactly the same thing. It's smaller in the top one, bigger in the small.
Right. Can you come up with a 1/4 inch with the little nuances that you're talking about?
Doesn't matter. We've got magnification. That's it.
Just a question for Chemo.
Have you forgotten? Just real quick, Chemo. Have you forgotten your own image? You had which one was smaller flipped around?
Yeah, I think he has.
You had the higher platform being smaller than the lower platform.
Oh, damn, Chemo, you fucked up.
I want to ask Chemo. So we see more when we see. Just a second. We see more when the image is less when the image is magnified, and more when it's smaller, right?
No.
We have atmospheric magnification.
A specific question to Chemo, please.
You lost it. I don't think it clicked for you guys yet.
The phenomena is called astronomical magnification. It's not atmospheric magnification. And your paper cites something differently. That's why I'm not going to let you go with this idea of magnification. It talks specifically at astronomical horizon. When certain objects in space, they're trying to observe the stars. They're trying to observe the stars, not some fucking oil rig. This is where things get magnified and they're getting a weird effect. You can't just take this and cherry pick it and give it to your fucking oil rigs.
Honestly, magnification is
your biases.
Sorry. Honestly, magnification is a poor word for that paper because they're not getting larger. They're changing in angular elevation if you actually read the paper.
Interesting as well.
Why the author chose magnification to describe that beats me, but that's not what he's actually describing. It's something getting bigger.
Right.
Yo, bro.
Don't say you were dangerous, Jihadi.
Is Dawn still here? Is he still here?
Dawn? I don't know. He should be allowed back in the server yet. And he's banned off. Like,
Manipulating evidence, spreading false information to twist reality. This is Flat Earth specialty.
Nice guy. No one accepts evidence. You know, we get these. Can we get a mod to reinstate Dawn's privileges, please?
No.
Back in here. You only said if someone had a couple of dead animals, it's not the end of the world.
He was banned by Gem.
What?
I think Gem has to bring him back.
Every time you eat food, it's dead animals, isn't it? What's the problem?
So anyway, look, what we've got here is evidence that we can
it's not an evidence.
It's not evidence.
Yeah, it's evidence that the horizon is not physical. Things are being magnified.
You totally failed to present any evidence.
So, Chemo, which view of the platform is actually bigger? Because we disagree.
What do you mean, which one's bigger?
Yeah, your picture shows the one that looks higher being smaller by a lot. My picture shows the one that looks lower maybe being a tiny bit wider, and I'm going to blame that on turbulence in the atmosphere, but it's by a tiny amount, and it's the other view of the platform.
Yeah, but again, you've not got. Is it the same? Is it from the same picture that was taken on the thumbnail? Yeah.
Well, I don't know which particular frame you screenshotted for your version, but I used the video that you provided me and used the maximum zoomed in view of both views of the platform.
Yes, that's what's a different image.
If I picked a different frame with a slightly different turbulence, that variation between the two views width would have been a little bit different.
There you
because,
go.
like I said, it's
Then,
turbulent.
That's your answer, then, isn't it? You've got two different images. They're not the same. Like the one I showed and the one you showed. You would have.
Yeah. Why is yours so different?
You just said he was zoomed in or zoomed out.
No, that's not what I said.
But obviously, it's not the same image, is it? Your one. It's not the same as the one that I'm using.
Yeah. Why is yours so different then?
Your one, we can't see the crane on your one. On my one, we see the crane. So you have a different shot than the one I have.
I picked it after he stopped zooming in to make sure that he was done.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Did you do it before that?
I know, but the one that I'm using, you see the crane, and the one you're using, you don't see the.
You know what? You're right. I was about to use the one that was similar to yours, but I realized he hadn't finished zooming in.
Well, that's it. They're different pictures, then, aren't they?
They use the same zoom.
Oh,
but they're different pictures.
And then he resized them afterwards to get everything.
I'm gonna go see the video now. Holy shit! If this is true, oh my god, Kimo, how many times you fucking manipulated evidence?
Yeah, I used 2 minutes 22 seconds and 4 minutes 48 seconds, or about there.
Oh, we expect if you're not going to use the same image, you'll get different results, of course.
Of course, yeah, of course.
But if you use what I said to you was use the image I use without the box and put your own lines on the one that we use.
Well, I don't know which timestamp yours came from.
Exactly.
I was going to go to the source.
You can't just get any random image.
I'm going to go to the source because you gave such a tiny, tiny image.
Yeah, but you can't just get any random image and say, look at the one I've got.
Well, they're not random. I told you. I waited till he stopped zooming in to take a screenshot.
Yes, but we can see the crane on my one. You don't see the crane on yours. Yours is more zoomed
Whoop-de-doo. I wasn't concerned with the crane, and I didn't mark it in my image.
Yeah, yours is more zoomed in than mine. Different images, Slacker.
That's a problem, isn't it, for you?
Totally different images.
The guy that wrote that paper, it wasn't just some noob. It was Andrew Thomas Young.
And he doesn't say anything.
I don't care who he was.
The Earth was a globe. He thought the Earth was a globe, Jeremy. That guy thought the Earth was a globe. In that paper, he's depicting the Earth as a globe.
I'm on a cell phone. I didn't have time to cut the citation.
The fact that the Earth is a globe is the whole reason for that refractive effect he's describing, which magnification is a very poor word for.
No.
Yeah. Well, all right. Show us where in the article he's saying the Earth is flat because of this magnification happening.
That's not what the article.
No, that's a hostile witness, Nate. You want a hostile witness?
The article describes a refractive effect of the atmosphere, yes, due to the Earth being curved.
Can I ask something? Is this the stellar? Is this for stellar observations?
Yes.
It is.
Okay.
That's why he can't really use it to justify the oil rig magnification, which apparently now we know that it could be manipulated.
So, Slacker, you're just giving the old nuh-uh, I don't believe it. The incredulity is setting in.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Incredulity is what I'm giving you.
Nuh-uh. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
I'm the one who's saying nuh-uh. I'm the one who's
I'm saying your evidence does not provide the image that you presented.
You didn't use the same image. You used a random different image. I can't help that.
It wasn't random. You've already been told this.
Look, you can see the crane on my one. You don't see the crane on yours. So you're using something different.
I don't care about the crane.
Exactly. You're nuh-uh-ing. You have the same image as mine. Then do the lines, and then let's see what's going on.
So why should we prefer your
image
over his
Slacker,
image?
when you zoom in, you're going to have something different. Obviously. And it's only just a little bit, right? Because you've zoomed in more. Like, the atmosphere has changed. It changes like that. The layers and stuff. You know, that's how it works. It's constantly moving. So that could happen from that zoom point to that zoom point. You get, bang, a different atmosphere condition. You've got to use the one.
Zooming doesn't change the atmosphere, Chemo.
Yes,
it just makes.
No, that's what will happen when you zoom.
It just changes the apparent size of what's in the field of view.
No, you don't know how it works. Like
it
I
makes
said.
field of view smaller.
Well, get the image I've used. Put the lines on there.
I don't know which timestamp you used, and I'm not sure you do either.
Well, that's it then. Even with your one, it's still difference in size.
Chemo, check what he's saying, man. If the zoom is equal and the field of view is equal, is that not more appropriate than just saying mine has the crane?
If the variation in mine is the same size as the turbulence cells in the atmosphere, if you actually watch the video. If I took an image out of another frame, the variations would be that much in a different place.
No, if you put a box around those two platforms on the right, you'll get like that little bit not touching the same. Not as much as that other image because it's not as far out. You're closer. So as you get closer, you start to.
I'm not closer. It's from the same location, from the same video.
As you zoom in,
he never moves.
Yeah, but as you zoom in,
I bet you he's in the exact same spot.
As you
he never gets closer.
As you zoom in, you start to see more detail, Slacker, more detail, and as you see at the horizon there, that's when the magnification starts to kick in.
And proportionally, everything is the same size.
But as you start to approach the horizon, the magnification the effect starts to happen. So as you get
I'm never approaching the horizon.
As you get closer to the horizon, this effect doesn't
I'm never getting closer, Chemo. He's zooming in. He's not getting closer.
Yes, but the effect is less, Slacker. Less. That gap is smaller.
No.
You just seen it. You just said why is my gap smaller? And I've just told you why your gap is smaller, because you're closer with the camera. That's why, Slacker.
He's the same. He's under the same distance. He's at the same zoom, and his is at the exact same zoom. You're the one who has different zooms and trying to act like it's something.
Hey, Brian, why even bother with Chemo, man?
Well, we're trying to find out if you're on a ball or not, and a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid to ask you guys.
At first, I was just trying to find out how honest your evidence is, and you've made it worse.
No, what we're trying to find out from you.
The evidence provided was decent evidence for a globe and the consistency of the angular width of an object over different atmospheric conditions. You've twisted it.
No, what you've done is you
used whoever made that image twisted it. I don't know that it was actually you.
Fundy mute me.
Credit there.
Fundy. So what you've done is zoomed in closer to the platforms, and that gap, that rectangle, will obviously give you a shorter gap, Slacker. Obviously.
I didn't zoom in at all. I waited for the guy who made the video to finish zooming in as much as he was going to zoom in on both views.
Yeah, so he's closer.
So that it would be the same amount. Yes, I'm assuming he zoomed to the max amount for both views.
Right, so you get to see, when you're closer to the magnification horizon lens, you get to see more clear. But the further you are away...
Fantastic word salad.
No, that's what happens. When you zoom back out, it will give you the illusion...
We're not playing tiddlywinks. Keep up with what's being said. You keep talking about unrelated things.
You can't help, and that's just the way the atmosphere works.
By the way, Slacker's pictures, your picture, by the way, actually, I think they're very zoomed at the same rate, because even at the same position, the closer oil rig has the same, what do you call it, exposure of the size as the previous one. So I'm surprised why the oil rig also didn't increase in magnification as the other one. Why, for example, when we see ships descend behind the horizon, why we don't see the ship for an instantaneous at the horizon get much more bigger? Or is the magnification only specific for water only?
It only works at the horizon. That's the only way you're going to see this magnification lens and stuff at a distance. Now, if you get closer to that horizon, you'll start to see a clearer image of whatever you're looking at. Obviously.
Yeah, but what if I never move and just zoom in?
What?
What if I never get any closer and I just zoom in?
Yes, well, you can see, you've just tested it yourself. You zoomed in, and what happened? That line got shorter, that box got shorter, and started to go more around the platforms. As you move out, that it gets wider.
But flat earthers have shown us over and over that as you zoom in, things don't change. They just get proportionally bigger.
Forget all that. Look at what we've just discovered. Put your box. Try and get that box.
Should I go find that evidence from, who was it, Jennifer?
Look, listen up. Put your rectangle box around the video and have it zoom in and out. And then you'll see that the space between the platform and the end of the rectangle will be smaller and wider. Closer and nearer.
Zooming doesn't change anything.
But it will on the red box though. So why on the red box then does it... so why does it get closer? Slacker, answer me. Why does it get closer and further away from the red box on the left?
Nothing gets closer. You're just zooming in. And as you can see in the GIF that I posted, taken from another flat earther's view, zooming in doesn't change anything disproportionately. It
Not
just
answering
makes
my
the
question,
image
I
bigger.
know. We're not going to get anywhere unless you're being honest here now. Let's take a look
We're not going to get anywhere talking to Chemo.
Let's take a look at this image again. Right, the image on the right, Slacker, the rectangle
Lie
box
to us
around the
some more,
platform
Chemo.
on the
Lie some
right.
more.
Let's
Chemo,
say
you have
Slacker,
different you have different zoom on your picture.
No, I want to ask him a question. So Slacker, let's say we wanted more of that platform to cover that box. What do we need to do to make more of that platform spread out? What should we do? Slacker.
They're taking different elevations. Boom, bitch.
No, they're not taking it different elevations.
You understand
Chemo's
my
version,
question?
as
You
he
understand
already
the-
admitted, are taking at different zooms.
So look at the image on the right. We want to make.
Chemo. No, take pictures from the same level of zoom.
No, Slacker. Can you answer the question?
Chemo, you're spiraling. Don't
Slacker,
spiral,
you
Chemo.
just did it with your image. You zoomed in, and the platform.
I did not zoom in.
The platform covered more of that box.
I did not zoom in. The creator of the video finished zooming on both images before I took a screenshot.
Yeah, but
They are taking a different elevation. I need to get this down to the ground. Look at the water. Look at how the water looks. You'd say I've never done observations. And my forte is doing observation from standing in the beach and lower to the water to attempting to go a little higher, and the water looks different. They are taken from different elevations.
No, that can be true, but the water.
No,
comes
it is
on
the
different days
same.
and because of the zoom.
It is the same location, same elevation. Chemo's version has different zoom, and it is on different days.
Yeah. So how does that happen? How do we get more of the platform in that box?
Chemo, check this out, man. If I have, let's say I've got a zoom at 60 times, and I've got
here
one
we go.
zoom at
I'm
80
not talking
times.
about that until Slacker addresses this
Chemo,
point.
just walk with me on this question real fast. If I have a field of view, if I've got a camera and I'm zoomed in at 60, and then on another day I come in, I'm zoomed at 80, do I have different fields of view both day?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm asking Slacker why does his box have more coverage of the platforms than the picture I've got?
Oh, actually, I think I might know why, because I just zoomed at your picture, Chemo. At the picture, at the left picture, the right picture, it's actually zoomed out. He's like the zooming is less than the right picture. Sorry,
Yeah.
the left picture.
Chemo already admitted to that.
Yeah, I actually zoomed I just zoomed his picture upwards, and actually there is more zoom into the left picture. That's why you see the further oil rig filling the box, and the left one, sorry, the right one is more zoomed away from it, and that's why it doesn't fill the box. So the pictures are already not the same at different zooms. So what the fuck are you doing, Chemo?
Yeah, that's why his comparison is side by side. It makes it easier to hide things like that.
He's lying. He's lying and deceiving, evidence.
Everybody posted the video so I can save it and look at it on my own, please. Please, Kimo, can you post the video with these things on?
Yeah, I've still got it open.
I posted it already, yeah.
Oh my
God,
god, this
Slacker,
is obnoxious. That's
the image
crazy.
that we've got, you're not answering this question.
There's the source.
There's the video, yeah. So look, Slacker, the rectangle box on the right. How can we make more of the platform appear in that box so it fills it up to the end without moving?
You zoom it into the same level that the image on the left was taken.
So you just zoom it in, and then obviously it will cover. Yes, that's
To
right.
the same level that the image of the left was taken.
That's what you say. You just zoom it in, and then more of that box will be.
To the same level that the image on the left was taken.
What do you mean?
Zoom it in to the same amount of zoom that the image on the left was using.
Yeah. But we're talking about your image now. You're saying that it's covering more of the box. Yeah.
Because I waited until he was zoomed in the same amount.
Essentially what you've done is you set up a microscope looking at a cell. You look at it at 4x and you're like, oh, it's this big. Then you came back the next day and you looked at it at 10x and you're like, oh wow, it appears bigger.
Well, apparently it's the guy who made the video who made that image at the beginning. So he's the dishonest one. Chemo's just propagating it.
Chemo's dishonest because he's still defending
confused on
it.
what y'all are saying.
Yeah,
You're saying the image in the
Chemo does.
background can be magnified or not magnified? Like
That is not what we're discussing right now.
Refraction will change things. Refraction in the atmosphere will change things vertically, not so much horizontally.
You're going against Andrew Thomas.
If you,
what are you talking about?
Let me finish because Rakia asked for an explanation. If you watch this video, and yeah, he zooms out and you can tell that he's in the exact same location on both days, and you wait for him to finish zooming in, and then take a screenshot, and then wait for him to finish zooming in on the second day, and compare those, the angular width of the platforms is the same, barring some of the atmospheric turbulence making very, very slight differences moment to moment. Now, the comparison picture at the beginning of the video and the one Chemo's been posting is not taken at the same amount of zoom.
Horizontal refraction isn't a thing. I'm asking a very specific question. Do you think horizontal refraction is possible? Yes. Is that a yes?
It is not a thing.
You're going against Andrew Thomas Young.
It's
You're
obviously
subject
a
matter
thing.
expert on
No
what the atmosphere does.
Jeremy, I'm going to address this real fast, Jeremy. Andrew Thomas Young's paper that you're discussing is talking about the astronomical horizon and things that are below it bending in such a way that you can see it above the horizon when it should be below it.
Clearly stating things get magnified. In
horizontal refraction.
If you look at those formulas in that paper, the variable that they're calculating, what's the letter? It's an H. That doesn't mean width.
Or area, or size.
Jeremy,
the author has misused a word, clearly.
So it's magnifying how high an object will be, you're saying?
It's not
That's a weird way to use magnification. It's changing the apparent angular height of this distant
call
stars.
Andrew Thomas Young and take it up with him.
No, Jeremy, you're misunderstanding something. You're misunderstanding something severely here, Jeremy.
You're misunderstanding something severely.
Yeah,
No,
you're saying the width doesn't change.
Jeremy, magnification, like you're asking for, would have to drop. Okay, Jeremy, here's what you're missing. What you're missing is that according to the geometry of the situation, you would need magnification to drop it to the horizon. This article that you're getting is telling you that it raises things back above your horizon at a certain point.
So it's not only is it appropriate, where it does come close, it's contradictory. It's useless as any form of support for you.
You've done a gleam.
Jeremy is blocking his ears. He can't hear you guys.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
Y'all are being disingenuous here. If y'all are saying that things can't be magnified and compressed, why did you start talking as soon as I start talking?
Because you're calling us disingenuous for misreading a paper and
shut up and let him finish, man. Who cares? Just don't interrupt him.
No, my point was that there is horizontal refraction, and compression and magnification is a thing that makes the height and the width change.
No, that's rubbish.
No, not by any meaningful amount. There are tiny changes.
What's define meaningful amount, sir?
I was before you interrupted me. There are tiny horizontal changes moment to moment due to turbulence in the atmosphere. Nothing more.
I will define meaningful amount as an amount sufficient to explain your bullshit claims. How about that?
Okay, so quantify it.
Can't quantify something that it doesn't exist.
Okay.
You can't quantify.
I would agree you can't quantify it because the atmosphere changes.
Well, you can't.
Actually,
it's your failure, your impotence.
No,
we can't quantify it.
Horizontal refraction. I'm not the one who came up with it.
Yeah, we can quantify it. The turbulence in the atmosphere affects seeing a handful of arc seconds at most.
That's the point. You've got fuck all to work with here. Dumb fucks.
Because even
you're clinging onto a fucking word.
Exactly. Following what Kervin Slacker said, if a handful of arc seconds is really all you're going to get horizontal, you've got a major problem because there are days that you're going to need greater than 90 degrees refraction horizontal, and that's just not observed.
Dipshits.
In one moment, you'll have that turbulence give you motion in one direction a few arc seconds, and the next few moments, it'll be in the opposite direction because it's not something consistent, it's turbulence.
So yeah, I mean, this is it's all interesting, but we've got the papers, the evidence, the observation, and
oh my god!
Yeah, try reading the papers and actually examining the observation.
I think that it's a mental
it's like y'all
problem.
refute things get smaller and smaller and smaller in the distance. I don't get it. and can be
No, we're
changed.
saying the opposite of that. They do get smaller in the distance, exactly proportional to their distance.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying.
No,
but
it's not.
can't that
No,
can
not
be
at all. That's not
construed-
magnification.
That's not what you're saying at all.
But you're just using magnification. You're not saying that object is already smaller. It's already magnified. You're just taking.
I
one
don't
thing
think
at a
you know
time.
what
You're not
magnification
combining
means.
things.
I don't think he does.
Rakia, atmospheric magnification.
I'll tell you what. I'll interrupt you.
Rakia,
No, I'll interrupt you when you talk.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See how the conversation to
You're
go
a
now?
good boy, aren't you?
I have not talked one time without being interrupted.
Oh, fuck off.
It's actually kind of amusing that Rakia.
Is that what you want to do? Talk over me when you talk, I talk over you.
That's fine, Rakia.
You see how
Hold
this
on.
conversation went to shit all of a sudden?
You could
Brian, hang
You
on.
see how
Let's-
nothing
let's-
can be accomplished like this?
Yeah, you're
Rakia, what do you want to say, Rakia? No one will talk over you, Rakia. What do you wish
made
to
of
say?
shit. Everything about you is made of shit. Your personality.
Hold on, Brian. Hold on. Rakia, what do you wish to get out with no one fucking interrupting? Go. Okay, Brian, the floor is yours. Rakia, you interrupt them, you're fucking muted, cunt. Go.
Rakia, saying that you guys expected to get smaller in the distance and magnification brings it back, and then in lieu to Jeremy's paper with atmospheric magnification, you realize that you're not discussing anything remotely similar to what that paper is discussing. Nothing remotely similar to what you're asserting must happen.
You done, Brian?
That's it.
You're free to whine, Rakia.
Look right, Curved. If everyone's all shouting and abusing, as you've just heard...
You saw what he was fucking doing, Chemo. Don't give me this shit.
And then you want to single out me flatties like this.
Chemo, why don't you get work as a political spin doctor? The simple answer is because you're not good enough. You're too fucking blatantly obvious. You suck.
I mean, all we're doing is asking simple questions. Rakia has questions. Jeremy has questions.
Yeah, no, you're asking questions that simpletons have. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we ask questions on behalf of the people who are afraid to be
Shut up,
abused
Chemo.
by
How about
people
that?
like you.
Answer that question, Chemo. Shut the fuck up.
Can you imagine it? Somebody who's just left university and is curious and they want to
You
know.
can't do it, can you?
Can they find out information?
They'd be
and
100
ask-
times better educated than you fucking retard.
So what we're looking for, again, is answers. Because we've been lied to. Right? We've been told that the Earth is spinning.
Well, the problem is you keep talking over the answers.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's hear them.
That
You won't
happens a
accept
lot,
them.
Chemo. Why?
Okay, let's hear them then. We
You
want
won't
it. We want the
accept
answers.
you're given.
Give us the answers. Not Brian's, theory on what he thinks is going on in the world. We need the evidence.
The answer is that there is no magnification, and you have to zoom to the same level to make a comparison.
But the Black Swan.
Yeah, the evidence you presented this afternoon, Chemo, does not show any magnification, and the backup paper from Jeremy that may have the word magnification in it, does not support your argument in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, the Black Swan demonstrates clearly that the physical horizon is not there to be found, not to be located. And the reason
The physical horizon must be there to create the apparent images that we do actually see.
Not quite. No, again, you're looking at an illusion.
That is exactly and precisely right. Are you trying to tell me that we can have a view of a horizon in an apparently different place and shape, but it's from nothing? There's no actual image. There's no physical objects behind it, behind it to generate that image whatsoever. That image spontaneously appears of a day all on its own with no physical objects for them to be the source.
Chemo's world,
What are you talking about? We're just talking about the horizon. You think it's a physical thing causing obstruction. Physical obstruction. What we're here to do...
We're saying that the horizon is an apparent thing caused by the limit of the surface of the ocean stopping and the view of the sky taking over.
Yeah,
and we are saying that when that is sufficiently far away, the position of that view to us apparently changes position, but what we see is still based on the reality of a horizon being there.
Look, your obstruction is apparent. It's not a physical obstruction.
No, it's not. The view of the obstruction is apparent.
No, the actual obstruction, the obstruction itself is apparent.
If there was no atmosphere, there would always be the same view of an horizon. So it's the atmosphere that's changing the apparent view of the horizon.
Right, I know you're going to spiral now or something, but this is the whole point of this. It's because you don't have a physical horizon, the obstruction is not
if there's no physical horizon, what is the apparent view generated by? What is the source of the apparent view if it's not really anything there?
That's not for us to answer.
Well, it is, because you're arguing about the existence of what we can see. We're arguing about the details of what we see. And if you're trying to propose that one of the details of what we see is the fact that there is nothing there at all anyway.
Yeah, you've got it.
Nothing.
You're getting it, Bazaar.
You really, on the days that there is refraction, there is no horizon behind it?
No, whenever there's an obstruction, it's not physical, it's apparent.
No, it's just the view of the horizon is apparent. There is always a physical ocean surface.
Any obstruction.
There is always a physical ocean. Are we looking at the surface of a real body of water?
Sorry,
no, try to understand what's being said. Any obstruction that you see is just apparent.
But Kimo, you said that you have several instances of examples of black swans, right?
Yeah, like Dr. John D, he made some observations when he saw France. Yeah?
No, that's not...
Same thing. So
But he didn't see France,
same thing.
did he?
It's not about seeing France. No, look, hold on. He didn't mean to see France. That's not the thing. So he was at a certain height. He was at a certain height, Chris, and the horizon's supposed to be so far, he could see beyond that horizon.
All right, where was he? From which location did he see France?
Oh, you'd have to get his video up. He was in down south somewhere.
Well, I mean, the Dover Cliffs would probably be the only place. But
he wasn't on the cliffs.
He didn't see France. There's no fucking way.
All right, forget France. That wasn't even the test.
A fucking fraud. He's not a doctor.
That wasn't the test to see France.
Supports him, like mines and all that.
That wasn't the test to see France. He just wanted to see.
Truth is, he saw London. He saw France.
Again, doesn't matter
he
what
saw my underpants.
It doesn't matter what he saw there. The idea was that he was a certain height and he was going to see so far. Now, anyone can do this. You can say, I'm 4 foot, I should see this far. This is where the horizon should be.
Well, you know, I do have it on good sources that Nathan Oakley and Anthony Riley was able to see Ireland from St. Bees.
Ireland, yeah.
Chemo was there. You can tell us all about
Chemo was there.
Well, Chemo couldn't see much because his head was wrapped so tight and all that protection, but
didn't see Ireland there.
Did Chemo the Gimp see Ireland or not?
No. There was no island.
They made a mistake.
But
oh yes, not half.
You've got big problems when it comes to this horizon because any obstruction is not physical, and we know that if something is obstructed today, it may not be obstructed tomorrow.
The horizon's still
Can you
there.
confirm the rumors that Riley's got a ramshackle mangina?
So, and the only way we can know this is by
Did you have to?
Obviously several observations and conducting several experiments, different kinds of lenses, and then we get the results that we see in nature. So that's what you do. That's how you do science, guys. You see and observe phenomenon.
How could you know anything about science? You are scientifically illiterate.
I'll make a deal with you, Chemo. I'll be as serious as you are. How about that?
No. All you've got to do is you've got to go and see something.
Oh, you don't want that deal, do you?
No. You've got to do what you've got to do. And what you've got to do is make an observed phenomenon in nature and then wonder what caused it. Then you're going to go and test your predicted cause.
We've got to make an observed phenomena in nature. Can't we just let nature do that? Right? You know, why would we have to? That'll be man-made, not natural. Then, if we made a phenomena,
No, make yourself do it. Make yourself get up and go out there.
Well,
Force yourself to get up.
I thought you were only interested in natural phenomena. Now you're saying that we have to make them. Make your mind up.
You
Is
need
it
will,
natural
yeah.
phenomena we're looking
You need
for,
the willpower.
or man-made phenomena?
You need
What?
willpower. I don't know if you how much willpower you have, right?
So we can will natural phenomena into
No,
existence.
that's nothing
now.
to do with that. That's to do with yourself.
Good. Hopefully everything just open back up.
Why is it called an apparent horizon, Chemo?
Because it's going to move. It's subject to change.
Really?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Maybe you don't understand the use of the word apparent, Chemo.
1 minute it's there.
It's going to change depending on the amount of.
No, that's not. It doesn't have anything to do with that. You guys don't
Everything
even
to do
understand
with
what
that.
the word apparent means.
All right, what does it mean then, Blue?
Never have. The horizon, gentlemen, is where the Earth appears to meet the sky. It apparently meets the sky. We know that doesn't happen, right?
Exactly.
That's what it appears to do.
Exactly. It doesn't really happen.
Horizon for that reason. Yes, the horizon moves around from day to day because of refraction. But
depending on the amount of magnification.
It is a hard physical line.
The atmosphere is
It is
moving
the
around
curvature of
depending
the
on the
Earth.
amount of.
It may be a physical line.
You're absolutely wrong about that.
No, is it a physical
I
line?
mean, I don't know whether you've just come on, Blue, but I did say that about 4 minutes ago.
It's not an actual physical line,
I
Blue.
said it months ago.
Yeah.
And people have been saying it ever since.
Good.
Blue, are you saying then, Blue? Are you saying on this? Are you saying then, Blue?
That sums up chemo and flat earthers in general.
Are you saying here then, Blue, that this physical line?
Wrong, and they don't change. They never respond to corrections. They just keep trotting out the same mistruths over and over again.
Uncounted multiple corrections by uncounted multiple people.
Are you saying, Blue, this physical line, you could place another physical line on top of it?
What I'm saying in flat earth jargon is you guys have hijacked the word apparent.
I'll take that as a no. So it's not physical.
And now they've hijacked the word magnification because they're not using it appropriately.
Can we all agree at least, though, that when you have kids, you become a parent?
Hey!
That is true. So look, Blue, the idea is that you've got this horizon that's obstructing things. The physical obstruction is not actually physical because it moves that very same day. You could have a boat.
No, the apparent view moves. The real obstruction, the real objects never move.
No, the real
you don't
obstruction.
even use the word physical right. What are we to do with you?
The real obstruction that you see will move.
No, it doesn't. Nothing physically moves. It's just an apparent movement of an apparent phenomena.
Like when you think you see obstruction, you still have a line of sight with a sniper gun or something. You can still hit through.
Not to the object obstructed, you dimwit.
Of course you can, because it's not physical.
The obstruction can move.
Apparently.
If I were to draw an X on the bottom of those platforms, but I couldn't see the X because it was behind what you say is physical, I could still shoot it if I knew exactly, could go through if it was targeted, like, trained on that X.
Yeah, you could go through the water, yes.
No, it wouldn't touch any water at all.
That's what you were going to say, if you could go through the water.
Or you could arc over the water.
No, it wouldn't go arc, it wouldn't go through water, it would just... That would vanish, and it would hit the target without getting wet at all.
Vanish like your IQ.
That's just the way the world works, and you've obviously been led up the garden path with globes and planets, millions of light years away.
It's been around a while. It's been around a while. That path, isn't it?
You've got to accept these things that unless you have science, it's just like a hypothesis, and we can't validate it. Yeah? And
your dream without evidence is just a dream.
Yeah, it's just like a story with maybe a happy end, maybe not. Not for you guys, because you want this story to be real. And like I say, unfortunately, you've got to provide evidence, and that's why
as real as Botox.
That's why. That's why we've been censored. You don't censor flat Earth for no reason. You censor it because young people are understanding this.
Their minds are being free. They ain't being like computers. They're not just like little robots just googling every answer and not thinking for themselves. They don't want you thinking. They want Google to think for you. They don't want you to use your noodle. They want you to use your Google. And then you got like people like Blue Marble doing gas pressure in a container to prove gas pressure about a container. It's embarrassing.
How come the people that man those rigs and work on those rigs, they don't complain about the bloody rigs shifting around day by day depending on the weather? We're trying to get some work done here. We're trying to dig a hole. The fucking hole keeps moving from one day to another. I mean, it's just nonsense. You saying the apparent view from miles away physically moves objects.
Not move
I mean,
the
you're just
object.
deluded.
Not the
Crazy,
object.
You don't understand the
What are you
argument.
talking about moving the object? The object stays where it is. It's physical. What's obscuring it or blocking it will move.
That's how is it?
No, it doesn't move. Nothing moves. It with an apparent view. It's only the light that's been bent. No physical objects move around.
Oh, so basically, when there's curvature there, right? You know when you see further than where the physical curve should be, is that because the light's bending over the curve, doing like a
Yes,
rainbow
it's
thing?
because of refraction. Yes.
No,
So
Bazar, look.
up
So
and over a curve, up and over obstruction in front of my eyes. Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Did you say
what
that?
happens, in fact, it doesn't go up and over it. You can see the whole water up to the new view of the object. You just need to look at Chemo's video. You can see it quite clearly there.
You said something there.
You can see the surface of the water all the way up to the shifted object.
You said it goes
So
up
it's
and
not
over the curve.
just the water that's moved, but the whole view of everything behind what was the horizon to create a new horizon further away.
I'm not going to forget the point. I'm not going to forget the point. You said it goes up and over the curve, right?
You're a fucking idiot.
No, I'm saying the whole curve is apparently flattened out so that you can see further from the same height.
Stop spiraling. Just calm down. Teach me, right? Why I can
Calm down.
Why can I see past a physical
Calm
obstruction?
down.
Why can I see behind something that should
Calm
be
down.
obstructed? Is the light coming from behind an obstruction and making it look flat when it's not? Is that what's happening?
It's as if your height has changed, or as if the diameter of the planet has changed, and you can see more surface water up to and including the water surface that the object you're now seeing is standing in.
All right. Are you intelligent? Do you know how to answer questions?
It does
like
not
this conversation?
selectively pick up the image. It does not selectively pick up
you just keep talking.
the view of the objects behind the horizon and raise them. The whole surface of water is now revealed to be seen.
I don't need to know any of the information.
Stop it. This guy sounds triggered. Robbie, stop. Let him finish.
Information. I want to ask you a specific.
Robbie, let him finish. Stop.
Let him finish. He's going on and on. He's not even talking, Bazar.
So you have obstruction in front of you, right? And the reason I can see behind that obstruction, light is bending over the curvature, going up, over, and around and down into my eyes like a rainbow.
Let him monologue. Yeah, Bromy. Let him monologue.
Now, I wouldn't say that it goes up and over. Rays of light that would have otherwise gone over our heads are now diverted downwards so that they will hit our eyeballs.
So you're saying it's not going up and over, but the rays of light that should be going up are being bent down, which means it's going up and down, which is bending up and over the curve.
Because it's bent, the angle of deflection is changed somewhere along the path.
So
there's no up.
Would the light, right, calm down. If the light above my head is bending down, then it would have to be coming from trajectory from below me up above my head and then down into my eyes, which is basically a
No, not if it's a curved surface. This apparent up is not nearly there. Everything is down.
I'm imagining, bro, I'm actually imagining a curved surface, my friend, and there's obstruction in front of me, my friend. And the reason I can see things behind that obstruction, my friend, is because the light is reflecting off the objects behind the obstruction, going up in the air, then down into my eyes, making it look flat.
No, that up surface of water that is obstructing the object is not up with reference to anything. If anything that you see on a sphere is down.
Okay.
So the light does...
There's something in my way, in my line of sight, right? There is some physical obstruction because the Earth's curving down, changing the height from me to where that is, because there's an obstruction between me and that object. And the reason I can see over the curve and down behind what's actually obstructing me, which is Earth curvature, I'm seeing things because the light is bending over that obstruction. It doesn't matter how you look at it or how you word it, it's bending up and down. And you're now saying it's not.
No, it's not bending up. There is no up on a spherical surface. What happens is the light that would have gone straight past the horizon, the horizon, and gone over your head, is now deflected to follow the curve for a period and now hit your eyeball. So it appears higher in your field of view. But in reality, it's just less down.
Hold on.
Rummy, it's just less down. That doesn't imply up.
The light that comes from the object should go straight into the obstruction. It should go straight into the obstruction. It shouldn't go over the obstruction.
No. There's a whole position beyond the horizon of light rays that would have gone over your head, now get diverted down into your eyes.
So why can't I see over mountains then? Why can't I see things over mountains, or why can't I see round corners?
Well, because we're talking about like fractions of a minute of an arc second of diffract. We're talking about tiny angular changes.
Why can't I see around corners? Could I see around corners given the right atmosphere?
There is no examples of horizontal refraction to suggest you could see around corners. No.
How come I can't see past the wall then? If there's a wall in front of me, how come I can't see what's behind it? Why don't the light come down from over the other side of the wall?
If you built a wall that was on your horizon at sea, you would be able to see past the wall.
You should show him that video that.
Why'd you say that?
You should show him that. You should show him that video that what's his face made, where he was putting the cold liquid on that can and refracting the block up. It's Fly Spark Kane. Remember, he did a video. He was putting some kind of a cold liquid on there.
Butane, I think.
I think it was butane. Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? Just look. I don't think you can see through walls because the light that should have went over my head.
Nobody said you could see through walls. Why are you doing that, Brummy? Why are you being so fucking dishonest to try and misrepresent what we said? You do that, Brummy. Nobody said see-through. No one said see-through except you. You just inserted that. You just inserted that to fuck up the argument, didn't you? You knew. You're just a conversational vandal who cannot hold to any standard of debate whatsoever, can you? You just got to try get in there and try and spoil everything, haven't you?
Who is this guy? It's because the light that should have went over my head is bending down into my eyes. That's why I should see behind and did you?
That's better. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah, now you got it right. Well done.
Who in the fuck is this pussy? Is that PhD Tony? It sounds like him. That Bazaar sounds like PhD Tony. Same pussy type of approach that him. Damn.
Listen to what you're saying. I can see through walls, man, because the light over it.
I'm not saying you can see through walls. You said that because you're being a shit. Why are you doing that? Just stick to what people. Just be honest, man. Just be honest. I mean, fucking hell, if this was a boxing match and there was a ref, you'd be out, man. You'd be in the corner, disqualified.
I can see through the ref, can't I? Can't I see through the ref?
Of course you can't see through a ref.
The ref's obstructing me, and because you're so hot, I can see the light that should have went over his head into my eyes, and I'd have seen you through the ref, man. It's just fucking retarded.
Yes, it is what you're saying. That's retarded.
Yeah. That's your
but it's not what I said. It's not what I said. It's not what I said. I'm talking about vertical displacement of a view of a horizon. It's the apparent vertical displacement of a view on a horizon. Nothing to do with any horizontal events. Nothing to do with any referees in boxing rings. And yet, why you keep throwing these things back at me that I never said? Why are you doing that? I mean, how on earth are we supposed to get anywhere in an argument if you're just going to make shit up that I never said?
All right, word for word. Agree for this then, word for word. The reason I can see the thing.
I wouldn't believe Basaro until I call him Poppy and.
Because idiots keep jumping in and then.
Come on, Poppy.
So basically, you can see behind walls because the light that should have went over your head is bending down into your eyes.
Yes.
So the light that goes up in the air is bending down and into your eyes like a rainbow.
It's not up with respect to you.
It's going up though, isn't it? Why is that light
It's
going
not
up?
up.
Because it's going
No.
up from the. It's going up. It's going over
It's
the wall,
not
over the obstruction.
going up.
It's going over the. How is it bending down then if it's not going up?
From its point source, it's going down to the horizon. Do you not see
So
that
it
from
goes into
every
the wall, then, doesn't
place?
it? It goes into the obstruction. It will go into the obstruction.
No, it would go over the
Yeah.
horizon,
How
and
can
you
it go
wouldn't
over
normally
How
be
can
in
you
the
go
line of
over something by
sight.
going down?
Brummy,
How do you
both
go over
objects
something whilst going
actually
down?
let each other talk.
How
Brummy,
do you
you
go
have
over
to stop
something
talking
whilst
through
going
everything.
down? How do you go over something when you're going down?
Because the word over
Oh,
implies there's something going up, and there's nothing going up. It's just less down.
You just said the light rays are going up.
No,
you said the light
you
rays
said the light rays are going
that
up.
should go up are bending down into your eyes. You just said that.
They're bending
How
down.
does light that's going
They're
down go
bending
over
down
something? How does
because
light that's
they would have
going
been
down go
non-parallel
over
with the
something?
surface.
Oh man! All right, explain it to me then. Explain how there's obstruction.
You'll try
and the
if you'll
reason
shut the fuck up.
I have explained it to you, but
No,
you did
you're
a
not
shitty
explaining very
thing
well.
of mangling my explanation by introducing words I don't say. So,
Fine,
you know,
the
what's the
light that
point?
should
What's
have
the
went
point of
over your
explaining
head,
anything to you
the light
if you're
that should
just
have
going to
went over is gonna be
misrepresent what
bending.
I actually say and then go on and tell people that I said something different to what I really
This is
said?
your last chance.
You
What's
have
the
to say
point of
yes,
that?
master. Brummy goes,
Say it
yes,
then.
master, and kiss his feet. He'll be happy.
Well, then, let's hear what you say then. Go on, word it perfectly.
I've said it. You heard it. But you chose to mangle
Light
it
that
and
should go, light
throw
that
it back
goes
at
over
me
the obstruction.
dishonestly
Light that
and
goes-
incorrect.
Light that goes over the obstruction bends down into your eyes. Yeah.
Yes,
How does light bend over an obstruction?
because of refraction.
How does it go up over obstruction and down into eyes without making
Well,
a rainbow
the use of the
effect?
word up, the use of the word up is misappropriate here because from
Why
the
is it?
source it goes down because all
So why doesn't it
horizons
hit
on
the
a
wall
sphere.
then? Why doesn't it hit the obstruction if it's going down? How do you go down and over something at the same time?
Because the obstruction becomes more down than the original down.
The obstruction becomes more down than the original.
Yeah, that doesn't imply an up. It just means the curved surface is effectively like unrolled. It is uncurved a little bit. Therefore, the apparent distance to the horizon changes, and therefore any objects that were on that horizon and invisible are now revealed.
That makes more sense because you're saying on the other side it's down for that side as well as the other side.
Okay,
Both
yeah,
sides
yeah.
is going down.
Yep.
That makes more sense than what you
He's
explained
saying
before
the
going over.
opposite of what everyone else says. Everyone else says the objects in the distance are loomed up. He's saying the obstruction is basically
No,
down,
it is up.
going down.
It is up. The vertical declination, if you could measure it, the vertical declination would be reduced. Declination means going down. Reducing declination implies going up.
Okay, and what's this caused by?
Refraction by the air, by a gradient.
Atmospheric refraction, the gradient,
Yeah.
angle of light, things
Yeah.
like that. Could
Yeah.
that happen flat surface?
Same way.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So if I'm standing there and I shoot a laser out, that laser goes straight out and down. Now, the reason the laser goes over the curvature, even though I aim it at the obstruction, or I have to lift it above the obstruction, and the light is basically going up and over a curve and down into the person's eyes. But the light itself is only bending down, even though I'm pointing it up. I don't. It seems to be that both sides are actively have an obstruction, and the light that comes straight out is elevating and then de-escalating because you're already at two different elevations relative to each other. The reason you've got obstruction between the 2 points is because there's curve in the way. There's a physical obstruction. And
but
for some reason, the light from there's some reason from point A and point B, this light is both bending down but elevating over the obstruction, which just makes no sense.
Of course it does. If you aim a straight line at the horizon, which is a curved line, past the horizon, the two lines will then diverge. That will give you the appearance of the straight line going up. But in reality, compared to its source, everything is down.
But there's obstruction there, so if it comes straight out, it will only go to the obstruction. Why is it going over and down?
No, it always the the object that you can see when the refraction is happening is always there but hidden, and its light rays would have just disappeared, would have just gone to the horizon and carried on straight past the horizon. But because past the horizon the surface curves away from the straight line in what appears to be a vertical direction, there's two ways of describing it. You can either say the light ray went up with respect to the horizon, or the surface curved down. And what I'm saying is it's actually the surface going down.
I think the two people from point A, point B, there's a physical obstruction from both points of views. If A and B are both looking at each other, there's a hump in the way of the two of them. There's something physical. Now, the light that reflects from both persons would go straight out from that point. It would have to elevate, and then then it would have to elevate. The light that elevates will also have to bend down. So for me, to get past that obstruction, it would have to go upwards. It would have the light that's reflected from whatever's behind that obstruction would have to go up for it to bend down. You can't just bend straight out. If you go straight out, it'll go straight out into the sea and then bend down under the sea. So you would see less on a curved surface. Whereas you're saying you'll see everything.
This clearly needs a diagram. It's obviously something that doesn't come across with speech.
Well, I mean, I've seen a diagram, and it just seems so convenient with the globe diagram where they shine a light out and it bends down. It just goes straight out and down. But if it went straight out, it would hit the obstruction. So why is it going up and over?
You have a habit of calling explanations that are correct convenient.
It is convenient. Convenient that we spin on a tilt and this north and southern hemisphere are not equally iced up. It's convenient that like mass attracts mass, but the moon's going further away. It's convenient that the curvature's there, but I don't see it. It's convenient that like it just goes on and on and on. Everything's convenient. It's just a different way of looking at what could be, but like reverse engineered bullshit. And you've got these mathematics to back it up, and therefore no one can ever go against it unless they write 2 times 5 on the fucking piece of paper. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a shame we have all evidence and maths to back everything up. What a crime.
Yeah, I know. The best maths in the world. It must mean it's true, innit? If I write a formula for a banana, then there must be in the bananas, not, it ain't got a formula for banana. Bananas can't be true, can they? You can't trust your senses, you can't trust your eyes, can't trust your ears, can't trust your common sense. Just believe this diagram. Conveniently negligible when it matters, conveniently not negligible when it should matter. It just goes on and on and on.
My missus wants to know what part of Brum you're from.
Why? She wants to come and see me then. She wants some dick.
She had to live there briefly, but she's over it now.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
She's welcome to see us. I'm joking. I'm only joking. I'm just thinking of you. Getting me in trouble.
Are you reluctant to give your location in or what area of Brum you're from then, mate?
Am I reluctant? Why do you would not know anyway?
Just because my miss before we met, she lived and worked in. Where did you?
Well, wait, do you want to give me your address? I'll come and see you. And do you want to give me your address and I'll come and see you?
No, she used to work at Handsworth Hospital and
No, Selly Oak Hospital.
So Selly Oak. She used to live in Handsworth and had jobs at both Selly Oak
And the QE.
And the QE.
Okay. Good for your missus.
I mean, don't sound like a Dudley eye. Anyway, I'm going now. Mrs. is home. I have to behave.
All right then, mate. Well, have a good day.
Who was that guy? Is he some kind of professor or something like that? Doctor?
Did I impress you that much, Jose? Well, I'm honoured.
No, I think you are a total fucking asshole. You're a pussy and a prick. I think that's why I'm gonna ask you. So unprofessional your approach. I am okay. I'm no bad. I don't have any higher education, but if you got a higher education, if you are a doctor or a professor, you are a total ass, and you should look into yourself, brother.
No, I've got no qualifications higher than further education, high school.
Okay, you're all right then. I think when professors or doctors do that and behave like that, I think that's I mean, it tells a lot about themselves, how not comfortable with their own skin they are when they behave like that.
Yeah, I'm baffled as to what you're referring to. I was just having a discussion with Brummy.
Yeah, but I have heard. I think it was. I spoke a while ago with a guy. He called himself Professor Tony, Dr. Tony, or PhD Tony, or some shit like that. I guess everybody praised him because he got some kind of degree. He called himself a PhD, but he is a total ass. He is an ass.
No.
He's not a people person. He doesn't know how to talk to people. I expose him for what it is. I mean, I was wrong. My argument, I was totally wrong in my argument, but the way he behaved against me, attempting to correct me in my argument, got him booted off a show, got him kicked off a panel. That's what happens when somebody is an ass like he is. Farmer's Boy, I heard you trying to defend him. Go ahead. What do you have to say for him?
But he has got a PhD. He's a clever chap.
Oh, that's why. Why then he got booted and not me when I was wrong and he was right?
I have no idea. I don't know to what you're referring.
Because he was behaving like an ass.
Jose, you're kind of acting like an ass right now, to be honest.
I am an ass. I'm not behaving like one. I am one, bro.
Well, there you go.
Shit.
Maybe if you'd come in under flip-flop instead.
You think that's gonna offend me if you come here behaving like an ass? I am an ass.
Farmers, why are you messing with Jose, man? What's wrong with you?
I'm not messing with him.
Did you not have your tea today?
I've had several cups of tea. In fact, it's almost time for another one, I think.
I'm so glad that Pyro never watches my show, because the way, just by that comment he typed, he wouldn't last maybe 2 minutes in my show, in my chat, or in the voice chat. He wouldn't last too much. He would be like, you fucking retard. I go like, retract that fucking word in the YouTube chat. He wouldn't do it. I would have timed him out. He would run whining like a bitch. Yeah, pussy, Jose, wee. If you go to the voice chat behaving like that, I will do the same also. You will put his ass.
Jose, won't you grow up, man?
Oh, I'm a child forever, bro. I'm 45 years old, feel like 20 and act like 12. I fucking love it. Hell yeah. You don't have to tell me that. I know it.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, man. I feel full of life, not like down like all of you assholes.
That's
like
why we love Jose John G.
Stop responding to me, Jose. Stop responding to me.
That's why we love.
Oh, I am good. I'm happy, man. I don't care.
Hell yeah. Shout out, Jose.
All those PhDs and blah, blah, blah come in here with that monotone crap. They have no life. No spirit.
You know that, don't you? You know that, yeah.
And then you have
Negata come in here, talk like this all day, never changes tone. He has no life, no spirit.
And you have the Rakias who just scream like insane banshees.
Let's go.
You don't let him talk, man. I heard of you guys today. As soon as Rakia opens his mouth, he doesn't get 3 words out in here.
Praise the Lord.
He doesn't get 3 words out. You guys are
couldn't even
hypocrites.
speak at that time. He was stuttering like crazy.
Yeah. And some people say, somebody typed that he doesn't know what I'm triggered. Dude, I'm not triggered. That's what is wrong, because if you don't watch my shows, you haven't listened to me, you don't know that I talk like this in my shows. I got up and down, the tone of voice, and I'm like this. This is the way I talk and I approach. So
sound like
sorry.
a Mexican.
Passion, spirit.
A real man, a real person.
I'll
Not
take
like you.
Jose any day. Let's go. Let's
Rocky,
play
you don't even know what a
football.
real man is.
I tell you what, son, you little cheerleader. I'll show you what a real man anytime you're ready. Just
Yeah,
quit
we're trying to
cheerleading.
have
You
sex
make you
with
sound-
you.
Rocky,
We'll
what
never
the-
say anything.
We
Hey,
want
buddy,
to
let's
have
talk
sex
about a
with you.
subject. Let's talk about a subject there, cheerleader, with your sweet voice.
That's the real Rakia we all know and
Yeah,
hate.
yeah.
I mean, like,
I'll defend myself. You better be damn well pleased that I will.
He wants to
Come
show you what a
knocking on
real
my
man
door.
is. Bend over.
Yeah, let's
oh,
go.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Rocky, if you think you're a real man with that attitude, you're so delusional.
You think you're a cheerleader, real man? What are you? What are you?
I'm
you
just an
talk
average
about a
cheerleader.
subject.
No, no.
I'll tell you what. Pick a subject. Let's go right now. Just pick
I
one.
never said I was an
You
expert in
never say
anything.
nothing.
Oh, Rocky,
You
shut
never
the fuck
have
up.
anything to say except about talking about somebody. You talked about Jose. You talked about me. You talk about
'cause
everyone that
you're-
comes on. Yeah, yeah.
You got an issue. Get the dick out of
Talk
your ass,
about me
man.
stuttering.
oh, he's got a major fucking issue. Don't you worry about
Say
that.
something
Dude,
of
you're
intelligence,
spiraling.
Pyro. Go
I
ahead.
don't
You
spiral.
guys are spiraling.
I don't spiral.
You guys are
sir.
spiraling.
Come
I'm
on,
going
Pyro.
to-
I don't
I'm
debate
going to meet
retards.
my next client.
I don't debate
That's what I'm
retards.
doing.
It's pointless.
Yeah, but
And I'm
that's
having
Pyro's
fun on
approach.
here.
Pyro
You're
talks
the-
about emotions.
You're the fucking retard.
Pyro argues emotions. That's what he does. He doesn't
Yeah, at
argue
least I was
real
never a flat
facts.
earther, Jose.
He doesn't talk about real facts. He writes emotions and talk
sweetheart.
about it. Yeah.
He wants to tell us his feelings about the earth.
Yes.
How he
You guys,
feels about the earth.
you guys need to stop sucking each other's dicks, man.
And then he's very telling when he talk about being a
Projection.
man and sucking dicks.
No,
He's like a
very
projection, you know. He is very small at home.
Heads are
He
literally
cannot
sucking each
talk. He
other's
doesn't
dick
have
right
a
now.
voice at home and in his personal life, and he's letting it all
It's
here.
okay,
Look how
buddy,
big of a man I am. He's funny.
Yeah. Let me take
Funny
out
shit.
my internet dick and show you guys.
Yeah. You just got smashed.
Child.
We
That's
know
all
when
child.
you're projecting, sir. We know what real men are.
You don't even know what
we're 50
projection
years old.
is.
Yeah,
How
they-
old are you, sir?
They know
How many
real men.
kids
They
you
sleep
got?
with them all the time. Yeah.
How old are you?
It doesn't matter what my age is. Why does it
Yeah, I
matter?
know. I know it don't matter. You know, you haven't even become a man yet.
Dude, Rocky, how do your kids feel about you, man? Are they
doubt
disappointed in your
balls
ass?
have dropped. I doubt your balls have dropped yet. Don't worry, it don't hurt, son.
Hey, at least I have balls compared to you.
Yeah, right. Good one. Hey, man, that's
Why do you gotta bring
brilliant.
up balls, man? Why do you gotta bring your dicks? Like, why you gotta talk about other people's dicks?
You'll get onto a free
He's not out of the closet yet.
Hey, can we meet these fuckers?
Listen to this guy.
He's keeping it all bottled up.
Yeah, Rocky, what the fuck crawled up your ass and died, man? Why are
So,
you
Pyro,
such an
here's
asshole?
your chance, man. Tell us something. Tell us the Big Bang.
My
Give
jaw.
us something. The sun, the moon. Give us your give us your
The
intellect.
floor is yours.
I'm not gonna debate you guys. It's
Dark
pointless.
energy. What do you want to talk about? Black holes. Tell us something. Go, bro. Come on. Here's your
I'm not gonna
opportunity.
debate you guys. Why are you trying to waste our time against you guys?
It's in Discourse. Do the thing.
You've been called out by flat earthers and round earthers. Are you
Oh,
a
yeah.
pussy?
I don't consider Jose a person.
Jose will fucking put you under the rug.
Uh,
Pick any subject.
Did you consider
bro.
me? Did you
He'll
consider me
bury
your
you.
spirit animal? I am your spirit
Jose,
animal, I
Jose,
guess.
do you
Thank
consider-
No,
you.
not really.
Jose, do you consider us people?
We are all humans.
Oh, because I could have
Well,
swore
not
you
entirely
said we
sure,
were all
but-
nameless, internet faceless potatoes or something. We're not
Jeremy,
even
I
real
can't-
people.
Jeremy, why do you like to hang
We
out
are
with these
all
people?
humans.
I would have
On
more
your
respect for
mind?
you.
Am I still on your mind, sweetheart? You sure say
Oh.
my name a lot. Say it
What?
sweeter. I want to hear
Who
it.
said your name? Who said your name? Who
You
said your
just
name?
said Rakia.
I meant Jeremy.
Oh, so you made him a
Subconsciously, he's on.
Jeremy,
Listen to Rakia's true colours coming out. What a piece of fucking
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
yeah.
How do you guys feel like picking on one guy? 3 against 1? How do you feel about that?
I'll speak for truth. I believe in Jesus. Yeah, right.
I do believe in Jesus Christ. You better believe he's my Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me to cuck down.
You
He doesn't
fucking
tell me not to
retard.
show my true spirit.
Yeah, I'll see you in hell, Rakia.
What an angle,
I'm
Carlos.
sure
You
you
read
will.
the man's religion, right?
You will
What an
swallow
angle. Way to go,
fucking
boys.
anything, won't
I'll
you?
see you all in hell. I can't wait to see you guys in hell.
Bro, you couldn't cut it in hell.
There
Trust
is
me.
no
Oh, I
hell,
would
so
cut
he's
in
not.
hell.
Huh. Oh, yeah. I like that C4. That's cool.
I don't understand why you guys are picking on Pyro, man. He's just a kid compared to you guys.
He still hasn't given us anything, Jake. We asked him for one thing, like one intelligent thing, but no, can't do it.
I told you I don't debate you guys. There's no point. It's pointless. Why should I waste my time?
Do it anyway. We don't want to debate. Just give us a something. Your thoughts on cosmology.
He can't. He haven't been out. He doesn't leave his basement, his grandma's basement. He can't. He
No,
doesn't.
you guys would lose. You guys would
Do it
lose.
anyway. All right, go ahead, Pirate. I want to see it happen. Do it for me, guys.
I bring up stuff you guys can't even fucking explain at all.
Do it.
You keep regurgitating the same shit over and over again. And why should I put myself through that punishment?
But you're wasting your words now. You could have formulated a sentence there.
Debate is not punishment.
Come on, Pyro. You can do it, man. Come on.
Hey, I'm not kosher, guys.
You
I'm
can
not
string
kosher.
a sentence together. Come on.
Come on, man. No one said you're kosher.
Start off with I hate Rakia, SC, and Jose, and proceed from there.
I love you,
Sorry, you guys are
Montreal.
on.
That's beautiful.
You guys are not worth talking to.
He shoots the
All right,
shit
we'll
out
see you later,
here,
Pyro.
Jose, but you know.
Our point is made. Jose is more man you'll ever be, son.
Well,
When he tells you that
100%,
he
bro.
made a
I'll
mistake,
put my money on
or that
Jose anytime.
he's just showing his true colors. That's what a man does.
Well,
He doesn't hide behind anything. He doesn't fear.
Hey, at least I talk to you
being
guys in
wrong.
your face. At least I don't hide behind
You don't
people's
talk
backs.
to us about
Talking
to our
shit about
face.
people.
You're hiding on the internet.
Jose, are you still
You
in the
would
fence, or
never
have you
say
picked
these
up
things
one?
in my face.
Well, at least I talk shit in front of your faces. At least I wasn't talking behind someone's back saying he had a PhD, blah, 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 blah.
Fucking hell, Pyro. Can you actually fucking discourse, mate? Can someone start some discourse? Fucking hell. None of you can start discourse? Are you serious?
All right, I was grabbing a drink. I heard Jose. Somebody wanted to ask me a question. I might be able to answer.
No, I
Yes,
say
Jose,
you were.
Jose, no, shut up. Jose, are you still on the fence, or have you picked the one?
Oh, Earth is a sphere. Earth rotates. The sun, the moon, the stars are very far away. Heliocentric model works. Am I 100% sure? No, I'm not, because I haven't done half of the shit. I have done a handful of observations, but I accept the globe to be a sphere, rotating. Earth is not flat, 100%. Now, I question a lot of things. I'm a very hardcore skeptic. That's all.
And that's the way a real man answers that question.
Exactly.
Bravo,
Not like
Jose.
a pussy. Exactly.
Except he's wrong about the Earth being a sphere, but that's
He
okay.
could be wrong, he could be right. He said his piece like a man. He didn't hide like the other guy. Pyro.
Was that Boyok? Who was that?
I didn't hide. I just don't think you guys are worth my time.
Then what the fuck you doing here?
Bro, say something smart for us. We want to hear you say something smart.
What the fuck are you here for then?
Actually, I talk to other people. I don't talk to you guys. You're
Say something
worthless.
smart for us.
Say something.
Amuse all the-
Work him
amuse all the
slowly. Say
flappers.
something half smart.
Anything.
Guy can't rub two brain cells together, but he chooses to insult people.
You got nothing for us? All right.
Alright, man. If I had
Calm
him,
before
how
the
many
storm.
lawyer you got? You're gonna fit in well here.
Yeah, when I was a flat earther, I was never on the fence. I always say, like, yeah, I might be wrong about flat earth, but it has to be flat. And some days I was 100% for half of the time, and some days I was 80% that might be a 20% that the earth is a globe. So I have my doubts, but I said, like, no, strong. And then I go back to 100%. It was flat. And then there was the 1 month before I came out, and I was like, dude, you know what? I'm going to maybe entertain more the globe and look more and entertain it like 50-50. I'm going to be on the fence for this last 1 month. And then one day it clicked. I went to sleep, and the other day I go like, dude, yeah. I mean, it's just the bar shifted from 80-20 to 80-20 in favor of the globe. And I said, like, yeah, this is it. You know, this is the approach I'm going to take. And that's it. Yeah, that's what I am today.
I respect it.
And I never heard him shift from that position. From as far as I met him, that's the same story he's been saying.